Yo, welcome to the BYB Podcast. That stands for the Backyard Boys.
Backyard Boys.
And tonight, for your special entertainment, we got Nasty Neal in the house. Welcome, Nasty Neal. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me on, Quad Father. And hello, Honky.
Yeah. Hey, yo, honky. Honky motherfucker. You're going to have to change that name for the month of February, man. You got February American month. You're going to have to be a super honky this month, man.
That's right. Be extra nice to all your colored friends out there this month, folks. They deserve it.
The blacks.
Exactly. The black folks. Indeed. Yeah, everybody, welcome to the show. We see you there in the chat. We got Dan Flatcat. Look at this. Joined Spurtopia. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know, man. It's kind of dangerous in there from what I understand. Honky, you hearing any rumors about Spurtopia being a dangerous place that you should probably stay out of? Or at least, I don't know.
From Muttering Jay. Only from Muttering Jay. And it's all on his Twitter, the little bitch. So, yeah, according to him, that is the place of the devil's work. So avoid at all costs. Yeah. He's a bitch.
I'll be honest, I've never been there. I might have to check this out, unless it's too dangerous.
No. Like I've always called Spurtopia. I've always said that it's for families. You know, it's a family place.
It's a family site. All right.
Yeah, you know how Discords be.
Very family
oriented. Indeed, that's what it's all about over there at Spurtopia, especially. Absolutely. Flat Cat Jessica. Oh, I see you in that chat. There you are, lady. Hi, lady. Good to see y'all in chat. Of course, hit that like button, smash to subscribe, and turn those notifications on. So every time we go live, you're here with us, because that's what we want. We want to hang out with our homies, aka our fans. I don't know. It's a family over here at BYB. I don't know that we have fans, but I have friends, and I can't wait to meet all of them when I go to Hackamania. We got Hackamania coming up on Mother's Day in May. I can't wait for it. I did confirm with Mason from Portland is indeed, he bought his ticket, and he's going to take the train down here and hang out with Quad. And we're going to travel down together to Vegas, baby.
Nice.
So
nice.
It's happening. We're doing it. It's happening. BYB as nasty as they want to be. You fucking got that right, man. Absolutely. How about you, Nasty Neal? Are you going to be going to kill Kevin?
I am not. I've been invited by several people, and you're not. Are you going to both? Are you going to AC and Hackamania?
No, I'm out here in Oregon, and I'm a wheelchair guy, so I'm not going all the way across the country in my wheelchair. I'll make an exception for Vegas, though.
Yeah. No. When's the last time you've been to Vegas?
I literally have been to Vegas one time, but all I did was land in the airport and then change airplanes and then leave. So I've literally never been to Vegas. Yeah, a layover. Exactly. I've never been to Vegas. I've seen it from the airport.
I was there many years ago in my 20s, but it's been a long time. It was like year 2000 or something.
In the year 2000? That sounds like a David Letterman bit.
Yeah, the Conan.
That's a throwback, man.
I thought it was funny when they kept doing it after the year 2000.
Yeah. Well, it was Letterman, right? Was that Conan?
Conan.
Yeah, Conan. Okay. Yeah, duh. Andy Richtman. Anyway. Richter wrecked him, damn near killed him even. Where I live, it's only half the distance between Vegas and where I live is Reno. So, like, it's the biggest, shittiest little town in the world, apparently. And I would agree with that because, anyway, it's got neon lights. It's got fucking casinos. It's no better, no worse than Vegas. I'm sure. Maybe Vegas is a little flashier, but for the most part, it's the same damn place. They got buffets and the slot machines.
That's all you need. Yeah.
At the bar, hookers sitting at the bar. How do you know they're hookers? Because they're by themselves.
Yeah, when I was in Vegas was a long time ago, and I remember I went to take a taxi on the strip to this casino. I was meeting somebody I met online, and there was this old woman walking down the street, and the cab driver's like, that's the oldest hooker on the strip. That's a superstar. And he's like, but none of that for you here. It's illegal here, but I can take you where it's legal. I'm like, no, buddy, I'm good. But it was pretty funny.
Right. Yeah, I've never actually seen. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of people standing out on the street handing out cards of.
Yeah, especially at night. It's everywhere. At least it was then. I think it's cleaned up a little bit since then, but I don't know. I mean, because they actually did like Utopia. They tried to make it more family oriented.
Right. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I was going to say they cleaned up the strip or they cleaned up the hookers. Which one did they clean up?
Yeah, maybe they hosed them down.
The blacks.
You're going to have to wash your ass, ladies. That's right. Neal used to be is this true? Neal used to be a fatty?
Yeah. I've lost half my body weight. Lost over 180 pounds.
Coming in hot.
Oh. Actually, Black Cat, that's right. Because I was looking at your Twitter. I just looked at maybe your last 10 tweets. But yeah, you had a picture of you like 10 years ago and now. And that's right. Yeah. You were a fatty, Bobatty, a little bit. You still didn't look that fat. Absolutely. But yeah, so I don't know how far away from this event Kill Kevin you are. AC,
I'm on people don't know where Cape Cod is. I'm on the Cape, but it's about 6 hours from Boston, I think, to Atlantic City, so not that bad.
Oh, I don't hear your Boston, your mass accent.
Yeah, I really don't have an accent. A lot of times, like even people here don't believe I'm really from Massachusetts. I don't have like a Pak the Cat, the Haba accent going on.
Yeah, the Haba. You a wicked pissa and all that jazz.
I've never heard anyone actually use that phrase in Massachusetts, but
no,
I see it all the time on TV and movies and stuff. But they do. I do know a lot of people with the accent.
Neal, Cape Cod, that's pretty pricey, ain't it? You're doing very well.
Area, but I mean, it really depends where you are on the Cape. But it is a nice area.
Oh, nice.
What up, homeboy? How's it going, man?
How are we doing tonight?
Awesome, brother. I see you're wearing your fancy get up. You going to Miami?
No, probably never. Really, tell you the truth. Too many damn ethnics.
Granny Vice.
The black one.
The black one. Well, hey, wait. It's February. It's Basketball American month. I don't know why you got to come in here hot like that, man.
I don't celebrate that shit, man.
Bob loaned him a jacket. No, I think you both have your own jackets. You're both doing well for yourselves. That's how it is. That's right. No, we saw.
This is a hand-me-down from a gay Brazilian man, so don't call me racist. You know what I mean?
That's right. Did he give you a Brazilian while he was at it?
No, he had me paint his fucking house.
Yeah, I bet he painted something for you too, right?
He inserted himself. This is crazy. Don't do that, MP. I know you're back there. I know you've got him loaded. Wait till I get the gay dude's closed. I forgot he had them drops, bro.
Granny, who's famously on Bob Levy's show. I don't know if you watch much of Levyverse, Nasty Neal, but
I've been on with Levy a few times.
There you go. Granny is the new co-host over there at the Levy Horse Saloon, Levyverse.
Yeah, he even tried to replace him already with me on the last time I was on. I was like, I don't want to start anything with Granny.
Oh, well, and you just didn't perform well.
Shots fired early.
Let's not get crazy now.
I like it. Shots fired. Let's do this. Hell yeah!
But I do like your weight loss journey. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Congratulations on that.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks.
What do we got here? So, famously, I had Granny on Friday because I thought him and Dave Sarah were going to rip each other's throats out, but instead they just reiterated what we already knew. Hey, pal, you're my buddy. Yeah. All right, you're on MLC. I'm on Levyverse. All right, we'll have a fun feud, which actually is a good thing. I prefer people get along and be buddies. So I was glad to see the way it worked out. But Dan here from Nice Podcast Stupid, $2. Thank you, sir. Ask Granny about getting roasted by Hackride. What's this?
I haven't seen it yet. I don't like. I've heard tale. You know what I mean? But I haven't seen the actual clip. If somebody can actually show me the clip, then I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah, fair enough. If anyone has that, wants to send it to me in Discord or on Twitter or whatever, I'm happy to show it. I have no idea. I have not seen it. I haven't heard anyone talking shit about Granny ever.
That would be a good event at LevyCon if they just had the roast of Granny.
You think? Y'all, I would love to be roasted. Like I don't care. I don't care. Like whatever you say. I do know that I might have got a little tuned up last night and had some choice words for Hackride and Electra. And so maybe that has something to do with it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
What do you got issues with them? You got issues with their quality of creator content, or like did you just have personal problems with the? I know you've met DJ Electra plenty of times.
I mean, not met, but yeah, we circle the same pond. I'll say this, no, not really, except for they were just being cunts, and I think they've been cunts for a long fucking time. So, I mean, that's all it really is. And I'm the first motherfucker that's going to send you a DM and be like, this is how I feel. You can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fair enough, man. It's kind of funny. Neal here, he's run into a few people we've had issues with, just Stuttering John and Jim Griddle and Luke of the Bind also, believe it or not, has given this guy a bad time. I guess they met on Rob Saul's show. So there you go. More of it.
Yeah, you had to explain.
I won't be there, but I do have the sticker.
Damn, who sent it to you?
Tio Hank.
Tio.
Great dude, man. Tio, like cool. Him and I like fucking wandered off to another bar. I got in trouble about it.
Right. The cigar bar, right, buddy?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we were sitting there just fucking puffing on a stogie, and then I got a call like, "Where the fuck are you?" And I was like, "Oh shit!" And to Tio's defense, he was like, "Hey, you should probably tell your old lady we're leaving." I was like, "Nah, fuck it, she'll be all right." And then I just left.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're missing out, Neal, if you're not going to go hang out with Chad Zumach. The wonderful likes of Chad Zumach, who Granny says is a great guy, great to get along with. I don't know if it's true. I'll take his word for it.
No, come on. Let's not get too fucking crazy here. Chad was cool as fuck, like hanging out with him and shit. I could see where Chad could get a little squirrely online and whatnot, but no, he was cool as fuck to hang out with. And
I do think it would be fun just to go and hang out with like all the people from the MLC chat. I think that would be the funnest part of it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, it's I'm kind of go ahead.
People are definitely like, they're definitely different in person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably one of them, but I also conceal carry. So like there is a difference, you know what I mean? So
shit, I didn't think you guys had to have a concealed permit in Florida. I figured you guys were constitutional carry. You could just do whatever the hell you want.
Even in the onesie, like a cow onesie, you still
Yeah, dude, there was a fucking 9mm in the back of that goddamn tiger suit. Like I'd have to unzip it to get to it, but like, yeah, there was one there.
Yeah, scrambling to get your gun out. That would be a good look, right? Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, what was the night? What was your gun for? Like Chad Zumach, just in case, or just in general?
He's always wanting to fight everybody, so you just don't know.
No, it wasn't for Chad at all, dude. It was like it.
Joey C.
I'd probably, honestly, tell you the truth, I would have scrapped with Chad if he would have had it. I probably wouldn't even have went for my gun, but no, it's just something that I do, man. I fucking live in the woods and shit. I always got I got a pistol on me.
Dominic, yeah, quad can mount turrets on to the chair in Florida. That's a fact, Jack. Right, there's that dude online. I don't know if you've ever seen that guy that has all the guns mounted to his chair. I think he spends tens of thousands of dollars to do that, but he does have a YouTube channel.
That's pretty cool.
Fun stuff. I don't need to do that, though. I could just hold them and shoot them. So there you go. Next topic. All right. We get your point, man. But we're not going to. Granny said, indeed, the MLC folks Granny didn't say it. Neal said that. The MLC folks that are going to be in at Kill Kevin, is it? A lot of those folks are going to be at Hackmania too. Also, I've talked to a bunch of them, Teamster Tim and like the KBs of the world, and a bunch of folks out there are coming to Hackmania. So I'm very excited to meet all of the fans, whether or not they're fans of me, they're fans of the verse, and I've been watching them and talking to them for so long now. It'll be cool to actually meet one of them.
Yeah. So you weren't at the last Hackmania?
No.
Yeah, I think
last year was a bad year for me. I just was super busy.
That
so
sounds like a big bunch of bullshit. Oh, I can't wait to meet everybody. I love everybody. Come on, Quad.
Well, I mean, whatever. There's people that hang out in Spurktopia that I get to meet. So it's actually true. Honky motherfucker.
Okay.
Some bitch. And you're still trying to go, right?
Still trying, seeing if I can get the dogs. I don't want to take them to one of those boarding places or vets. So I'm trying to get a family member to watch them, and if I can.
But you don't want to meet anybody? I mean, you kind of, you said like Quad saying he wants to meet everybody. If you want to go, I assume you want to meet everybody too.
No, I'm just going there to meet Quad.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Did he just spit? What you just spit that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we went over this last time you were on here, Grady. As a matter of fact, he chews, what is it? Red Man long cut?
Longhorn. Fine cut.
Oh yeah,
$3.99 fucking the pouch. Yeah, it's a $3.99 fucking can of tobacco. I'm very aware of what it is. Yeah.
Actually, here, bro, it's $2.99. Thank you. Which even cheaper.
Oh my God, $2.99. Look at this man, dude. He's got the damn come up on him.
Living large.
Hell yeah! Look at you go.
We had your favorite buddy in the backstage for a second there, Granny, but apparently he got scared. Our buddy, you know who I'm talking about.
Husey.
Indeed.
Yeah. I can do Husey, huh?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. He wants to come in and say something nice to you. I'm sure of that, man. That's a fact.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah, that's what he'll do. He'll just dip out. You can run away.
MP. Hold on. Can MP put up my photo here?
Yeah. Oh.
Can.
Are you talking about that? I could turn my audio avatars on for a second, like this. Is that what you want?
Uzi's a pedophile. There you go.
All right. Thanks for stopping in, Husey. Perfect. Well done.
Spot on fucking impression, by the way.
Okay. Tipping Quad out of his wheelchair if I see him. How dare you? See, this is what I'm worried about. Now I'm not going to go because I'm afraid people are going to pick on me. Joey C famously said that he's not coming to Hackmania. I don't believe him. But secondly, I also think if he does show up, he ain't going to do a fucking thing. But he's threatening my life pretty much. I guess I don't have much
Yes.
defenses. I ain't got too much for defense on me. And I'm not packing. I'm not taking a gun down to Vegas.
Why not?
I don't think you can even have them inside of the casinos
I'm pretty sure you could, yeah.
Don't you got to ride in like a crate or whatever?
Why do what? I got
It's like air
What
holes
happened?
stuck in it.
What happened? I don't like this. That don't sound good at all.
Who the fuck's going to drag you onto the plane?
I'm driving down.
Oh, you're okay. I thought you were.
It's only like 8 or 10 hours somewhere. I've heard people say 8 hours, and I've seen other people say 10 hours. So if someone else made it in 8 hours, I have a feeling I could probably do the exact same.
Granny might be onto something though. Maybe if you get a big crate, you put air holes in it, send it like UPS, so you might save some money. I don't know.
Gas will be coming down. It's a Trump economy, man. But before we go any further, welcome to the stage, Husey.
Yeah, I can't believe how little laughter there is while Granny's here. It's almost as if he's born as fucking really annoying and dull.
Fuck you, Husey. I hope you get Irish cancer.
I don't even know if it's a joke anymore. He seems like he's getting a little more aggro and serious every time he comes in here to beat up on you. A little bit more and more every time.
Husey, who the fuck keeps up with Beyonce tours, you fucking faggot? Like, why do you even know about that?
Wait till he tells you about the Spice Girls.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man!
I got
I saw
queer.
The Jungle Fever. I did see he had a picture of him with a bunch of people, but he was wearing a P. Diddy shirt. Like, if you're worried about Beyonce, wait till you find out the guy's a P. Diddy fan. Still to this day, he has not given up on that.
Damn. No bueno.
Is that like still being a Fat Albert fan or
Michael Jackson, maybe?
Right. I'm still a fan of The Cosby Show from the 80s. What? Even after all them rapes and whatnot, you're still a big fan, huh? Decline host.
Maybe
I literally would have guessed that only because I've seen Decline host pretty much like tear me apart every chance he's ever got since I've existed in the Dabbleverse, and I can't blame him. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I get it.
So much better.
Dominic, that's why the daddy named you Granny Dirt and not Granny Nunamaker.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
I don't know the history between you and Husey, so I don't know what the feud's about.
He's trying to fuck my old lady.
Oh, okay.
That's a fact.
That was quick and to the point. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is to it. Fairly much. Like, he just wants something horrible to happen to Granny so he can step in, you know.
Slide right in there. All right.
Yeah, slide right in. Wow, you made it kind of awkward now.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lemmy.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, Lemmy is a lady after all.
We're animals. We're animals.
Really?
Like, toss me up against the wall, toss me on the bed. Go. Let's fucking do this, dude.
It's aggressive.
Wow.
It is aggressive. She didn't have to go there, but she did. Indeed. All right.
Did you see the look on their faces? Play that back. Check out the fellers real quick while she's saying that.
Why would you ever look at the fellows when Lemmy's saying that kind of shit, man? I'd rather look at you. Sorry.
Look at the fucking faces, reactions.
We're animals. We're animals.
Really,
like, toss me up against the wall, toss me on the bed. Go. Let's fucking do this, dude.
Oh,
the Sheely one's good. He's like, really? Yeah. I like that. I like this attitude on this lady. Hell yes, man.
Bob looked dumbfounded.
All right. I was gonna play some of this Stuttering John stuff we got. But before we do that, I was just curious maybe about some of your movie stuff, man. We haven't had Zach Amico on, but we've had John Brennan on. I don't know if you are aware of John Brennan.
What's he been
worked with? He worked with Billy Bob.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Drive-in.
I mean, Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Bob. Yeah, Joe Bob Briggs. Exactly, like the drive-in. And we had TJ Kiss on. I don't know if you know that guy. And of course, Stevie Lou was on the show famously for a long fucking time, man.
Yeah,
I miss Steve.
There. Yeah, I have nothing against Stevie Lou, but yeah, no, I'll have so Zach Amico's in a movie I'm making in a couple months. We're both in it. I'm an actor in that. I'm not making that movie, but I'll be in it. I've never met him before though, so I'm looking forward to that. But
now, are you a method actor? Is that why you lost all the weight?
Yeah, well, that's why I gained it before. I was playing a real heavy guy.
Okay.
For 40 years, and then I decided to try some different role. But actually, since you said that, though, there is a movie I made a few years ago. It's never come out, and I'm like over 300 pounds. And I always have said if it ever does come out, I'm just going to tell people I gained like 150 pounds for the role. Since
like De Niro in Raging Bull kind of situation, you did it for you went all in.
Exactly. So here's the double disc Blu-ray of the Once and Future Smash and End Zone 2. That's my first feature film that I made. It's kind of like it's a mockumentary. The Once and Future Smash was kind of like a Spinal Tap, but about horror conventions, about two older guys who both take credit for playing the same slasher in a 1970 slasher End Zone 2. And then they're booked together at a convention 50 years later. And I got a lot of my horror friends to play themselves in the movie, like Victor Miller, who wrote the original Friday the 13th. And they talk about how influential this fake movie was to their real movies, that's played like it's real. And then End Zone 2 is the 1970 slasher. And we originally billed it as this lost classic that we restored. And so some of the original reviews of it did think it was a 1970 slasher, which is kind of funny.
So do you know Carlos Danger then?
I do know Carlos Danger, yes.
I mean, not from this universe, but from the horror scene.
No, but I know he's I know him because he's listened to some of my podcasts, and I know him, but I just know him online. I've never met him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the big star, though, Carlos Danger.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much like fit the same bill as Zach Amico, right? Like you like to follow comedy and horror movies and wrestling.
Yeah, so
those are all your wheelhouses.
Actually, the movie that we're doing, Our Man Funk, I turned down this one role because it was a little too graphic for me. And then Zach Amico is actually playing that character because he was totally cool doing a lot of stuff that I'm not necessarily into doing on the movie.
Hey,
Plus,
Greg,
he has not lost the weight.
There's a lot of, well, at least this is what I've heard on a podcast. Is there an interchange between like directing horror movies and directing pornos?
I mean, they're both directing, I suppose.
But I mean, is there a lot
more so? Honestly, back in the day, not anymore because horror movies pretty mainstream now. But they used to be looked down upon quite a bit, so there's probably more connection back then.
I like to mix mine. I like to mix the horror movies with the. No, I'm joking.
There are some out there,
porno.
Yeah, there are like a Friday the 13th porn parody, and there's Psycho. There's probably a lot of them actually.
Right. No, I know. Ray DeVito's a big fan of those slasher porno movies. Like that's all he likes to watch. Some of them will probably end up being made about him in the long run. Him and all the good work he's doing out there on I-80, from what I hear. Kit Hutcher, $2. Thank you. Is it true Neal scared Liam away from going to AC?
I did scare him off Twitter for a while. I ran him off Twitter, but I'm back on Twitter now.
Yeah, what's the deal with this Liam guy, man? I don't seem to really get along with him, and now I see him over there doing that new podcast with Carlos Danger, and the entire first like 10-15 minutes was dedicated to just ripping on me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how much Liam likes me at this point.
Yeah, I honestly tried to give him some real world advice about making independent movies. And I don't know, he just had a really bad attitude with me on MLC, and we did not get along. I don't know. He's very pompous, which I think everyone knows if you've been around him at all or seen him at all on any of these shows.
Yeah. He's pompous, and he's just a flat out prick for the most part, from what I've seen. I've had him on the show before to argue with Stuttering John, pretty much. And last time I was on with him, Mr. Kill Everything, Big W, and we had it out on Ray's show.
Yeah, that was a notorious clip.
Notorious. Yeah, everyone was saying like podcast of the year, because we know everybody in the Dabbleverse loves when bad arguments happen, or good arguments, if you want to say it that way.
Yeah, my clip with Liam's very long. I think it's on MLC Loves Clips, but it's like 40 minutes long or something.
Is it? No, this one's 20 minutes. It's already
all right.
Yeah, there's only 13 minutes of it, but yeah. Actually, I was going to ask you about that. I wasn't planning on playing it first, but yeah, here we go. We'll get back to the John stuff, because that's actually very interesting. We kind of have a similar arc when it comes to that, don't we?
Mine was much shorter, though.
Yeah. Yours was very quick. But yeah, I was just listening to something on like Dabble Point, where they were saying that you got paid $150 to go on Shoolies. Or no, that was DG. That's right. Never mind.
No, I didn't get paid to do any of that. Actually, KB was going to pay me for doing this, and then, but he never did it. He never paid me.
Doing BYB?
No, he was going to pay me MLC. Which he didn't say beforehand, but he says it during the show, and then afterwards he was like, he even asked me in the show about getting my Venmo, and then he talked a little bit after the show. He's like, "I'll have you back on," and then, but he never paid me anything. And then he went crazy when I went on the Shuli Network. We're not crazy. He was mad.
Interesting though.
152 other notebooks.
Soon you're just gonna be etching stuff into the walls, like some kind of serial killer or something.
You are correct, sir. Wait, are you new phone, Liam?
No, I'm not. I sent you one, and it's under my own. I do have a second secret super chat account, which I decided to reveal because I'm just not going to do it anymore. But
say again.
I said this is when Nice Podcast Stupid didn't like me. They didn't like me at first, but I think they've come around.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we got Deb and Dan on Wednesday night. We'll do a preview to all the events going to happen in AC, and of course, we'll be talking about all of that stuff.
Yeah, I was on with Deb once on Rob's show. She seemed nice, so I don't know. I know her and Rob don't get along now, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching a clip. Actually, I have the clip too. But yeah, Deb going off about Rob Saul for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, and he went off on her
from Schmeal's show last night.
Yeah, he went off on her a couple nights ago too. But I don't think there's any clips of it. And he puts all his shows not even behind a paywall, so it's hard to clip it unless someone's there live.
Yeah, I think he puts them on Patreon.
I don't think they're anywhere, honestly.
He just takes them down, and that's that.
Yeah, I think so.
He's trying to keep his jobs or whatever the hell.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe eventually he'll have them up, like if he takes memberships. But right now they're just not there. I think there's only like one show up, like a recent live show, and I think that's just because he had the Tiger King on.
Right. Yeah, a phone call from prison at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. The weirdest thing about that is it got no views whatsoever, man. Like you would think just putting the name, but I guess maybe that's old news from the beginning of the pandemic. It would have been a big deal back then in 2020.
Right. Yeah. I'll be honest, I never even watched that show. So I just knew who he was because you have to know if you're online at all, you know who he is, but I'd never watched it. So I wasn't really familiar.
Yeah, I watched about the first 3 episodes and it got boring after that. But yeah, that was like the biggest thing in 2020, right? Tiger King.
But I was super chatting you as Todd.
What's that?
I was just hello to Vagina Wrinkle. She's here. She's cool.
Oh yeah, vagina wrinkle, much better than penis wrinkle, right? Or are they married? You put a penis wrinkle together with a vagina wrinkle. Is it a couple? That
I think it is. Yeah. And Troy, that's a good guy too. That's my brother, actually.
Ah, cool.
Modesty for about 8 months.
Oh, you were? Yeah, because Ray was always like, I think that's the real Todd Modesty, but I knew it was a fake. I just didn't know who was sending it.
I started to do it to dick with Ray until he figured out it wasn't Todd Modesty, and then that just never happened. And then I started to feel really bad because, like, I don't hate Todd. Like,
yeah, but Ray, I forgot I was going to ask you.
No, the thing is, like, at first I did it to point out to Ray that, like, he does Todd's show all the time, and he never books Todd for his show at the Stand because Ray thinks he's above Todd.
Is he?
No, absolutely not.
But then I get texts from Todd Modesty. He wants to do my show. I'm assuming it's fake.
Who's your low rent publicist?
Me?
Hey, Liam, be nice. It's the holidays.
Well, I mean, I've made feature films. You know.
Oh yeah, you guys are both movie guys.
You know,
Yeah, so that's what so did he just came in and started saying like, who's your low rent publicist for no reason?
Yeah, he just came in just like really attacking me for some reasons. And I was trying to be nice to him. So I don't understand his attitude.
I think he just automatically wants to chip everybody. I think that's his default position on everything in the Dabbleverse is just to come in and fuck with everyone. So I don't think it's personal. Maybe he didn't like you from seeing you on shows. Maybe he sees you as competition to being friends with Ray because you've been on with Ray a lot.
Yeah, that's the first time I talked to Liam. Actually, I was on Ray DeVito's show with Rob, and
did you have problems with him that time?
Yeah, because I was telling Ray, I was like, "Why are you? You know, you probably shouldn't be friends with Liam because he's always just really like." He's just trolling you. It's not like your real friend. And then he like brought in Liam, like he was behind stage, backstage. And then Liam's like, why are you telling, Ray not to be my friend?
Is there any possibility he's kind of jealous of your directing the shit you've got done?
I produced those. I didn't direct them, but I don't know. I mean, they're not giant, but they are movies, and they have played, at the Chinese theater in Hollywood, and
he hasn't done one, has he? That's been shown anywhere.
No, he's in film school, which is it's fine, but it's weird to have such an.
He does have credits, right? Like he said, he produced a special.
Okay, yeah.
So, but that's not like a movie. That's not exactly what he's trying to do. So, but yeah, that's the one he always pulls out and gives us an example of things he's done in the past. I don't know. What do you think about that? Like he wants to be a producer, correct? From what I remember.
Yeah, and my just some like simple like advice was, you could just go on set on a movie and he doesn't have to go to film school, which it costs. I know he's not paying for it, but still like $58,000 a year that someone's paying for. And he'd be better, in my opinion, he could go on a film set. You would learn how to make a movie. You'd have connections with other people. And then he was really belittling film festivals on that same show with me, which I thought was very strange because he wants to make independent horror movies. And if he does, they're going to go play festivals. So to like attack film festivals when he wants to make movies that will probably play film festivals, I thought was just very bizarre.
Yeah. So have you been in like the South by Southwest or the Sundance?
Not something like that, but because I make horror movies, so they played genre, more the genre fest. So Fright
It'll
Fest.
let you guys in. Oh, okay. So they have their entire different that they're in.
Yeah, it's very unlikely to get into Sundance or South by Southwest unless you have connections, or you probably have like a name in the movie. But so I played Fright Fest, which is a big genre fest in London. That was where we had our world premiere. And then we played in a Scream Fest, which is at the Chinese theater in Hollywood. That was our U.S. premiere. And then a bunch of smaller ones, across the country. And other countries too, Mexico and South Africa and whatnot. I didn't go to all those.
Right. So what do you think about his big credit being
real quick though, real quick though, for people out there care, if you get a buzz on the festivals, that's how, like, so a lot of the directors who make stuff for A24 or some of the bigger quote unquote independent distributors, they got buzz and had their start making very small movies on the smaller film festivals. So, you got to work your way up. You're not just going to get out of film school, most likely, and just, make some, big movie that's going to play in South by Southwest. But what were you saying?
Yeah, so you mean like a film set's not just going to be like, oh, you got a diploma? Oh, you must be great then. Let's just automatically
honestly,
hire you.
I have a lot of friends who make independent
USC?
movies. And almost none of them went to film school. And I'm not saying, I wouldn't tell people not to go to film school, but especially in movies, it's not, if you wanted to be an editor or something like technical, I think it's probably more useful.
Oh, technical, yeah. Instead of just like grabbing. Yeah, okay. So that's the other thing. You're not the only person that has said that. Obviously, Tukey or Bedabbler, but he had the exact same criticism of Neal, and because Neal was talking shit like, "Oh, you never went to film school. You didn't do," like he was trying to make it seem like that's the only way that you could become something. And apparently, Bedabbler's been doing that shit for a long time, and he never went to film school.
Quentin Tarantino never went to film school, and I think most people know who he is. So, and he made quite a few movies.
He got denied by USC, if I remember correct. Him and Spielberg, or no, Spielberg went to the USC, but yeah, I think Quentin Tarantino got denied his application. So that worked out great for him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Then he just went to go make his own damn stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in my experience, like if people like you around, they're more willing. It's not even necessarily obviously if you're talented, that's a plus. But just if people enjoy being around you, you're gonna get more work on films. Because you're, especially independent stuff, making stuff for not a lot of money, you're around each other for a long period of time. So you want people around that are fun to be around.
Well, Liam doesn't do that well, make friends. So
exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yep. Liam's going to have a hard time then if that's the case, because he's not very good at making friends or just being a decent human being for the most part, from what I've seen. And your criticism about him, about Ray, is like dead on, spot on, man. He's always just been there fucking with him. And I never understood why Ray has him around. It brings in the super chats. I guess that's why. Ray's willing to do anything that makes him money. And we know why, right?
The other night,
Then he's
we know why.
If he wants to make more money, he needs to keep Liam off, because Liam loves to super chat. So yeah, you probably make more money having him in the audience than actually on the show with you.
Dick and fried mashed queso, is it? How about a like? That's right. Hit that like button, folks. Smash to subscribe, buddies, pals. Yeah, I don't know what Liam and Ray, they have the weirdest relationship, but I do think that it is definitely it seems to help Ray, I guess, because people like the trolling and they like the people getting fucked with in the Dabbleverse. So
I could see why people would watch it. But I don't know why Ray would be like, this is my buddy or whatever. Because he does act like they're friends half the time.
Yeah, I guess they cut chops doing comedy together now. But,
and Liam just like trashes the guy and it's trolls him right to his face. So
fair enough.
What film school did you go to?
I didn't.
I go to USC.
Yeah, and so you're paying like
oh my god, we just got another hour on the show from that.
I made movies
from that interaction. We just got another hour. Liam bragging about it, USC, and this guy's a horror buff.
It's about to get worse.
I even invited Liam to a horror movie trivia in Burbank.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry to wait. Are you in Cape Cod or Burbank?
I'm in Cape Cod, but when I'm out there, I'm part of a group, but they still meet up there every week in Burbank.
Okay, Nancy Neal, the one way to get Liam anywhere, Dorito chips. If you want to,
yeah, I guess maybe Liam is a fat guy and he's jealous that you were capable of losing weight, making movies. There's all kinds of shit that you're doing, right? Yeah, so many things he could be mad at you about because you're doing all the things he wants to do.
I could even give him advice on becoming healthier.
Oh, you're really gonna piss him off.
That would really piss him off. Yeah. Hey, I know I can help you. What school do you go to? You never went to a USC. Why? How could you give me advice? I'm so far above you.
Does he ever do Does he ever do anything in film? Because he's on he's on shows all the time. He's in chat rooms all the time. Like you would think he's got some studies to do.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking. Pretty photogenic for a fucking guy that looks like that, ain't he?
Michael Moore was too. I guess we could say that. And he looks like Michael Moore. So, nice podcast, stupid. Liam is cocky for a guy in college with a AARP card. Indeed, going back to college at age 50 seems like a joke in and of itself. Oopsie daisy. Yeah. So you said that you think a lot of his stuff is getting paid for. I don't even know that. But either way, like to go to college and go into debt at age 50. And he said that to a bunch of people. He's like, oh, but who was saying Mr. Kill Everything? He was giving him a bad time because, something about going back to school and learning a trade to, at age 50. It seems like you should be damn near retiring. So to do that does seem weird to me. I don't know. It's a weird own to constantly be bringing up what film school you're going to as an example of how he's winning, I guess.
His mom's probably paying for his education.
Yeah, I think you said that he has like a scholarship or something, which I don't know. It seems very odd, but I don't know.
Yeah, how do you get scholarships at age 50? That's usually it's very much reserved for people like in community colleges or like high schools to get a scholarship.
Unless maybe his family knows somebody or something like that.
I thought he was Scottish, not Jewish. Wait a minute.
I don't know.
Just jokes, folks. Yeah, it's not Jewish month. It's Black History Month. So I'm okay to say those jokes for this.
It's brought up to me that on MLC. Sorry, Honky. It's brought up to me that on MLC. I didn't see it, but I guess Liam said he asked his friend if he knew Nasty Neal, and they didn't know. And it's like, well, I mean, if I asked anybody, do you know Liam? They're like, who? Oh, this 50-year-old guy in college, and no one would know him either. I mean, it's like, what does that mean?
What do you mean, world famous Liam McEnany? Everybody knows He's been on world tours doing comedy.
Yeah.
He's been in Spain.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, no, when I had him on, that's what he was saying. He went down his list of accomplishments, and whatever. It continued after that when I was on shows with him and Ray. But yeah, he definitely likes to wash his own balls. So as far as ball washers go, he's a big fan of himself.
I think.
Yeah, I tried to. I don't. Was that sorry?
I said I think he missed his true calling in life as a competitive food eater, man. Shit, he'd been a champion.
Maybe.
It's funny though, most of those competitive eaters are real skinny, like Asian.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
and Asian, except for the Joey Chestnuts guy. He's a big eater indeed. Yeah. So you made the rounds pretty much. Did you ever go on the Shuli Network?
Yeah. Well, I was on Point Dabble Point, which I'm not sure if
I saw that one.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that was on Carl's. I'm not sure which, because I know they alternate which.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that. I just always consider that a WATP thing. I forget they put it on the Shuli Network and whatnot too. Yeah, absolutely.
But how that happened? Because I'm fine with people like, because I grew up on, if you're around the internet, you're used to trolling, I think. So I'm fine with people making fun of me. And so when TSN, they showed there was a clip of me, and so I went into the chat because they were showing the whole show when I was on with Stuttering John, and people are making fun of me, but I was playing along in the chat because I thought it was funny, and no one was like being like vicious or something, and they joked around with me, and I think I always told this to Rob too, and I don't have any problem with Rob, but if you play along with this stuff, I think you can win people over, and at the very least they'll know like it doesn't like really get to you, and they'll probably stop trolling you like to some degree. You know what I mean? If people know like this trolling really bothers you, it's just going to make them do it worse.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They're like, oh, wait a minute, we hit a nerve, I'm going to stop trolling this guy. I mean, that's not how trolling really works.
Nope, that is the key to surviving in the Dabbleverse, is not reacting to every little thing people do to you. 100%. 100%, absolutely. Sorry, I was just looking at something here.
So like I didn't mind like messing around with Liam, but he really is just like not a good guy. Like so it's fine if you're trolling back and forth. But he just seems like a rotten person.
He is a rotten person.
Big, fat, this is funny. I hope this is the real one. That would even be funnier, honestly.
It is.
Liam M. This show is really interesting. Two guys who repeatedly asked me to be on their podcast, and one guy who I was on a show with once months ago who can't stop talking about me.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Liam. Am I talking about you like normally? No. I mean, what am I going to do if they're so I come on the show, they're showing the clip, I just sit here in silence and be like, I'm not going to interact with the clip and what they're asking me.
Well, you know what? He's such a goddamn liar. Let me tell you something, Liam, you big fat barrel of monkey shit. I asked you to come on my show one time months ago when your fat ass rolled into Spurtopia there, you fucking clown. So nobody is on your balls or your tip trying to get you to come on the show, pig. Fuck off.
And the one time I did have Liam on my show was mainly so I could match him up against Stuttering John, and that was it was an all-time great episode, honestly. I got like 3,700 people watched that, mainly because of that argument. That was the number one reason, I would assume. It was good stuff, man. Good stuff. But yeah, so the most recent thing I've seen about Liam is, you know how all these girls keep going on Ray DeVito's show?
Oh,
He keeps dragging, which I always try to tell Ray, dude, it's like, that's a mean thing to do to these chicks, is to drag them into the Dabbleverse.
It is. Yeah, it's not a friendly world.
Yeah, and they're going to get hit up in DMs, and they're going to get fucked with, and people are going to ask them to come on their shows or find out any little piece of information that they can use against them, and of course fuck with them. But the funniest thing that I've heard recently is that Liam gets in every single one of these chicks' DMs.
Really?
And yeah, so apparently he's like a serial woman harasser. Yeah, he's one of these. Exactly. He's a sex pest, and that is confirmed with DMs, believe it or not. So, yeah, like they're all very young chicks. I know. I said that to him when I was arguing with him last time I saw him. It was absolutely. I was like, "What's it like to be at the USC campus and you're surrounded by all these pretty women all around you?" But not one of them would ever think about touching you. That really pissed him off. And then he tried to turn it around on me and be like, you're perverted. You like young chicks? Oh, that's gross. Like, what? It was like, what? No,
he's not going elementary. He's not in the 5th grade. He didn't go back to the 5th grade. He's in college.
Yeah, you're in college. You're on a university. Some of those chicks are probably in their 30s and shit, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
He's not like the reverse Doogie Howser, where he's like 50 and going to.
There might even be a couple in their 50s, just like you, Liam.
I'll send him the link. I don't care. I highly doubt he would come on because he's a pussy, but it's all good.
I'll talk to Liam.
No, he don't want egg. He said no thanks. All right. He's not a good egg. That's the point I'm trying to make. No, I'm not going to send him. Yeah, we don't need Liam on the show. We don't have enough room, and I mean space. There's not enough space for him. Like he takes up too much of the camera angle.
It's too much bandwidth.
He doesn't need it. I don't even really care what he's saying in the chat either. He can talk to himself. He can talk to the other chatters. All right, we won't bring up any more of his stuff. But yeah, so being a serial woman pest, and then he's trying to play like he doesn't fuck with women on the campus. I highly doubt that. I highly doubt it. He's a strange fellow, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
Where did this story come from? Is it like online? I assume it's online, but was it someone saying it, or is there like clips?
Yeah, someone very close to the story that I was just talking about told me about it.
Right.
At least he's straight. I guess that's not confirmed. We don't have proof of that either, and we don't want proof of it. Honestly, I can imagine
been with a woman yet that we can confirm.
No, like can you imagine that poor lady getting squished to death? Jesus, poor lady. Indeed, it'd be like what's the nutty professor, the fat professor, Clump. Like squishing Will Smith's wife into the sand. That's kind of what it would look like. She would die. Anyone would die from having sex with that guy.
I got the jungle fever.
Oh, he's over here trying to get himself some heat from us. I love it. No, I'm not going to pull up your stuff because I don't really care where you do podcasts, Liam. I actually did check out your first episode podcast you did. Where you spent 10 minutes talking about me. So there you go, Liam. Indeed. I don't think we have any more Liam stuff. I was going to jump into the Stuttering John.
All right.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen this most recent cameo. I think I've asked you backstage before the show. But
I have not.
Yeah, he's been doing all these cameos. I don't know if you've seen any of them.
I've seen some of them, but I haven't seen this one. No.
You got to love that Prince Valiant hairdo. He does look like that old lady from Throw Mama from the Train, don't he?
Danny DeVito?
No, the lady from Throw Mama from the Train, not Danny DeVito. The old lady.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, she was in the Goonies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's an ugly one for sure. Nice podcast, stupid $2. Yo, Quad, you ever seen Liam's penis? Neither has he. Of course, we have not.
Yeah. To be fair, I haven't asked either.
So. Yeah, of course. Yeah, man, he's going psycho. Somebody's off their meds today. It looks like in our chat. Sorry, Liam.
Grab a bag of Doritos and bounce, you fat roly-poly.
That's right, you big fat bastard. Fat bastard. No, I'm sure he needs to go on a diet. He needs to dye his penis a different color so he can see it. That's probably
go play a fucking video game with your co-host, Carlos Danger. Get on out of here, you mere child.
I'll send Carlos Danger the link. We're not sending him the link.
Yeah, I like Carlos. Carlos is a good guy.
Yeah, Carlos is the man. We love Carlos over here. He's been on quite a few times. Considering he never goes on anyone's podcast, really, it's cool we've had him. But yeah, so John's been doing all these stupid cameos. They're the worst, but I don't know. As far as like worse for the wear, I was actually looking up some of your old clips from Stuttering John today, and I was looking up clips where I was on with him. And man, it's almost like just not having something to do, not having a podcast to do, is on the guy. He does not look fucking good lately. It's a transformation.
What was the point of him really leaving? Like, it's easy money for him to just be on the online and get, the $2 like super chats making fun of him. But I don't know. I assume that adds up to quite a bit.
Yeah, and it was obvious that he put in zero effort to his podcast, so it's not like he was like working hard at it. He just went
at home and
he turned on the machine. He turned on his laptop and then went looking through Reddit if he didn't have something to scream about. So yeah, that's not like really a hard task or a hard ask. So yeah.
How did you end up? How did you end up originally on his show on with Stuttering John?
Yeah, he came on our show like a year ago.
Yeah.
And just out of the blue, Stevie Lou somehow got him on. I don't even really know how that. I know he went on his show just a couple times and whatever. He popped on, made an ass out of himself for an hour, and then maybe a month later, Stevie Lou was on with him again and sent me the link. And I guess he liked me and just kept asking me to come on. So that's how it worked. And eventually I got sick of his shit. So there you go.
Yeah. Mine was like one appearance with them, and that was it. That was the end of that.
Is that all you went on one time?
Yeah. I was only on his show once. And but then he acted like we were like these longtime friends or something. Like I betrayed him. That's what makes that really funny to me. I was on one time, and then like 3 days later, he's saying I betrayed him.
Yeah. We'll watch that again because it is bizarre, man. Yeah. I thought you went on like 2 or 3 times, but yeah, only once for him to act like you betrayed him like that.
Yeah, I was only on his show once. He was on with me on Rob's show twice. So I guess I talked to him twice with Rob, but I was only on his actual show one time.
Oh, wow.
And it was probably all in like a week and a half or something.
But yeah, so, and he, as far as like people paying him to do the cameos, and he gives, as we would expect him to do, gives zero effort, not like do it in somewhere in his house and make it look good. We've seen ones where he's had the litter box and trash in the background. And he usually does them in his car, like right after he works out. So he's all sweaty and gross. It's like, what the fuck? It is so weird. But yeah, this is his most recent one. Let's break this shit down. I love the hair. I never realized how bald he's getting, man.
Yeah, you should just shave it.
I noticed he's dyed it recently too. Look how red it is.
Yeah, I think it's just sweat.
Yeah, because it's not like it's not dyed near the roots. I think that's just like the remainder of the dye on the outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I think it's sweat, man. I think it's just sweaty.
Or maybe it's the glare from the above fucking mood lighting that's right up above him. You can also see it flashing on his dome right below the hairline. I don't know. You guys are probably right, but I'd like to think I'm a little bit smarter than that. I'm going to say those ain't gray hairs. That's just sunlight or light from above.
Okay, I would say sunlight.
You're probably right. It's fucking not freshly done. I just don't watch this fucker enough.
It's not that important, Honky. Yeah,
it isn't, brother. It isn't. I don't know why I carried on about it. Continue.
You can see the liver spots really good, but I just love the look on his face when this thing is starting. Like, dude, if you were giving someone the dagger eyes, Jesus, this is a perfect example. Like,
if it looks
kill
you.
Yeah, he looks like he wants to kill somebody.
Yeah, it's almost like in The Shining, when he's about to go kill his wife or attack.
Darling, dear, light of my life, I don't want to kill you. I just want to bash your fucking brains in. I think that's one of the greatest scenes of all time. I don't want to kill you. I don't want to hurt one hair on your fucking head. All right, I'll shut up.
My favorite scene is when he's in the restroom with Grady. And he's Grady's cleaning him off. Yeah. Remember that?
Always been here, so. Oh, yeah. He's talking to a cook. Well, we won't say it. A very American cook.
Niggerly.
Snigger. Thank you, Aaron.
Not to talk about my own stuff, but I did a movie with Jack Nicholson's daughter that hasn't been released yet, but I'm very excited for this to come out.
Nice.
Yeah, it was the first time I'm in it. I didn't direct it or produce or anything, but it's the first like real dramatic role I've done. I play a serial rapist, kidnapper, maybe killer, and she plays the actress that I abduct. And it was a really wild experience. Tessa Garan.
How old is she? Is she an older gal?
She's probably in her 20s, I would say, maybe 30s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's his youngest daughter.
Yeah, he was putting him out pretty old. Shit, he's 90 now, ain't he?
Yeah. I don't think she's done a feature before, so hopefully when it comes out, like it gets some buzz. It was shot in 16mm film, an actual film. So I'm really excited.
That's cool, man. Some money that film costs money, that type of film too, don't
it actually made me nervous when we were about to film, and I just saw this stack of film, and I was like, wow, this like cost a lot. And then I was also nervous because I was like, I got to make sure to get my lines right, or else, it's one thing, it's digital, you could just keep taking shots, it's not really costing anything, but I don't want to waste like their film, not know my lines or whatever.
Right.
What was her name again?
Tessa Garan.
See, that's what I always hate is like you can't figure out like who's related to who in Hollywood because they all have stage names. So
yeah,
it's like,
from what I understand, like Jack didn't like raise her or anything, but so I don't think he really helped out in her life. But,
apparently he fucked everybody in Hollywood, right? Back in his day, he was like the biggest poon hound.
Yeah, I didn't even know she was his because she didn't bring it up. But so I was on set and somebody's like, "Oh, you can really tell who her dad is from her when she smiles." And I was like, "Oh, who's her dad?" Like, "That's Jack Nicholson's daughter." And I was like, "What?" Like, "Oh wow, I didn't know I was in this movie with Jack Nicholson's daughter." It's pretty wild.
Very cool. Was it as good as it gets?
No, it's a movie called Pretty Little Nobodies.
No. Being in a movie with Jack Nicholson. I was going to start running down movie titles that were relative, the stupid old bit.
Yeah.
Was it The Postman Always Rings Twice?
Humble brag. I'll admit, Laundry Room, it was a humble brag. I'm guilty on that one. But since we were talking about Nick, look, can you blame me if you're in a movie with Jack Nicholson's daughter? It's pretty cool to bring it up.
Hell yeah. It'd be cooler if you banged her too. But no, you're taken, right?
Yeah. That's it.
All right, let's go ahead and get into this John stuff. John. He is totally a different kind of dude. And I know a bunch of people say like, "Oh, behind the scenes, John's not so bad." It's like, no, I talk to him a lot. Behind the scenes, he's pretty much the same scumbag he is on screen. So don't listen to anybody. Trust me. In my experience.
Yeah, we'll talk about that if you want after you.
Sure, I'll talk about anything dealing with him. I never recorded conversations. I didn't try to do anything weird to him. But it ended the way it ended.
The whole one time I talked to him, I didn't record it.
Right. Yeah, he's been making some threats about the Kate Meany stuff lately. We'll get into that.
Is that Peyton Manning behind him meeting?
No. Not even close. You need a new prescription or just a prescription in general.
He's got a forehead like that, boy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Hello, Tabitha. This is world famous stuttering shot. Now, James wants me to do this for you. It's your 21st wedding anniversary. Jesus. I was married 13 years, 3 great years. Yours is going a lot better than mine did. Anyway,
that's a stand-up joke. That is a stand-up joke. I was married for 13 years, 3 good years.
Couldn't he find like a quiet place to record this cameo? Like you hear all this background noise and like waiters.
No, it's the worst.
Like the bathroom.
How much does it cost? Like $45 or something?
Yeah, I think it's $50. $50 a pop to make it a cameo for him. That's wild, man. 0 effort, 0 fucks given is the old saying.
Throw mama from the train.
Yeah, well, he might be a mixture of Danny DeVito and that lady, like if they had a kid, because he does have some Danny DeVito vibes to him.
Troy says he has the Superman curl, but without the rest of the hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I'm glad you talked to me and you were starstruck, but I'm just a regular guy. Say it, just a regular guy. I know you look better than Mrs. C. My foot looks better than Mrs. C.
So now he's ripping on the lady that he wanted to fuck the entire time that he knew Joey, and was just, dude, that's so bizarre. Look how creepy that smile is. Jesus, what a pause! What a spot to pause, man.
That's a look Kate Meany saw when she first met him.
Yeah. So yeah, he says I'm just a regular guy. Just because I'm world famous doesn't mean I'm not a normal regular
talking about
guy.
humble brag. It's like, yeah, I'm just a regular guy. I know you think I'm the most famous comedian in the world.
But he's the one that's always bringing that up. He's like, world famous, just Stuttering John. And he goes down his like list of accomplishments like every time he's on a show. He brings up like, oh, Jay Leno. Jay Leno. Exactly.
I'm sure you see that when he called Shuli's dad on like his final show or whatever, and he starts like listing his accomplishments to the guy's dad. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah, I did see that for sure, and yes, it was very awkward.
I assume that's how he talks to everybody.
Hi, I'm Stuttering John, world famous Stuttering John. Who was on the Tonight Show and Howard Stern, but I'm just a regular guy. Nice to meet you. Now that you know everything about me, he would never ask anybody. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like he does not give a fuck anything.
Oh yeah, me. that was not fun being on with him because he did not pay attention to anything I'd say, and like it was basically he would talk at you. And then you just kind of sit there, and then you'd say something. You wouldn't give a shit. That was a pretty great one that they just posted. Yeah.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah, that face in the door right there. You need to make an adjustment. That's pretty cool if you can put it in that door. Or
I honestly did enjoy the couple times when John was on with me and Rob, and he was like very intoxicated. I actually thought that was a more fun John than when he was like more a little more sober.
Yeah, every time he came on BYB, he was blasted drunk, which was way more fun to have him on drunk than, like you said. He's fun when he's drunk, comparatively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a dick in the morning, for sure.
Does she have Kate Meany beat? Yeah. And you know what? She has Kate Meany beat just in ethics. Kate Meany is an opportunist asshole. Plain and simple. But
I thought they were in love. I thought this whole thing where they had just hooked up in New York City, and then of course the next round of Kate Meany tapes came out, which is hilarious.
After the coke is all gone.
Yeah, he was saying like as soon as they met, there was like magic in the air, and he was like a little kid and with his first love, and already it's all gone.
That tramp. She's a tramp, that whore. Yeah, he's heartbroken. Indeed. That probably is it. he's heartbroken. He thought they were going to get married and live happily ever after, I guess.
Uh-huh.
According to your wonderful husband, James, he says that you're a great mother and a friend. I don't know why it looks like I'm wearing a jacket. I'm not, but whatever. So let me sing you a little song.
Oh, boy.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear James and Tabitha. Happy anniversary to you. All right, I love you guys. See you soon.
Somebody
Stuttering John saying,
Look at that screenshot. That's amazing. It's gonna be my phone, my screensaver on my phone.
That's the thing about Stuttering John and like Steel Toe is every time you freeze any frame, they always have some insane psychotic face like this on their mug. Indeed. God, that's bad. Yeah. Hey, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, someone should put Kate Meany as the girl there.
There you go. That's exactly correct. Yeah, she's definitely going to be a victim of somebody eventually. I'm surprised it hasn't already happened, honestly, because she seems like she's full of bad choices.
Yeah. So when she first taped his phone calls and like you gave them away, I personally think that's pretty like just kind of gross. And I did kind of feel bad for John, honestly, but to fall for it twice, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, what's the old saying? Happens once, shame on you. Happens twice, shame on me.
Yeah, how could you ever trust someone who did that to you? Like, it's just not right, you know?
Well, I'm surprised he wouldn't think that it was worth it to get a piece of ass, but I don't really believe the old. Yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think he actually hooked up with Kate or just spent the night at her place?
Because he worded it very specifically that like I was at her place all night, I slept there, but I don't think anything actually happened.
I can't imagine. She does seem like a kind of a slut, but
that would be really messed up though if she slept with John just to like film some stuff for the Truly Network. Like that's like some weird ass stuff.
That would be weird if that was like the main reason that she did.
It's like a spy, like during World War II or something. I don't
know. Absolutely, yeah. Whatever that whole Kate Meany thing, because she came on here before and. I think she came on here twice, but she's just a train wreck of a human being. And there's no doubt she was on pills and drinking, and she was about to pass out when she came on to take on Little Lemmy in an argument. But she could barely speak a sentence. It's pretty bad. If anyone needs rehab, it would be old Kate Meany. But she seems like one of those people that, they're going to go to rehab once every 6 months for the rest of their lives. Or as long as mommy's going to pay for her to go to rehab, because that's really what's happening.
Yep.
Mommy sends her to rehab here and there.
Going to send her to film school.
Yeah. What do you think? She's Liam McEnany or something? Yeah, it is wild, man. I like that. I like that. Him talking about his ex-wife all the time still. She probably has to hate that. And now it's in cameos. He's always
I'd be like, don't bring me up. Yeah, I don't want to be involved in any of this. Yeah.
But yeah, so they were talking about the kid today on Double Point. But yeah, talking about the Oscar getting a scholarship to go to Harvard, that somehow they don't make enough money. I thought the Susanna and her new husband were like well off, but apparently like you can only get scholarships or if you're assistants if you aren't doing good. So that doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, unless you have some kind of connection where like people are. It's not really on the up and up. You know what I mean? I don't know. But you would think like if your father is like the world famous Stuttering John that
world famous.
Like, yeah.
My God, the kid's fucking a fucking tranny. Jesus Christ, wouldn't that be enough to get her in very liberal fucking Harvard now? Him, her, whatever the fuck it is going on. How about maybe Stuttering John lied and his child was never accepted to Harvard, and it was just another one of his big bullshit stories.
Yeah, I don't like talk about the guy's kids because like they're not on air or anything, but and it would be bad enough to have John as your dad and he's all over the internet all the time. That can't be easy.
So what do you think what do you think the rule is with that? Because let's say you go on air and you talk about your kids a bunch, does that not make them fair game? Like, where do you find the line?
I would still feel bad for the kids because like they're not like asking for their dad to talk about them. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do it, but I do see what you're saying. Like he's the one who brings them into this. Otherwise, people really wouldn't have. I mean, they might know he has kids, but if he never talks about them, no one's going to really know anything about them or like look into them. You know what I mean?
Plus, his kids ain't going to be watching this fucking show.
I hope not. He'd be really.
Yeah.
He would not be very.
Didn't John disclose not too long ago that
that's a good point, actually, though. It's because it really is more.
Was all fake. Isn't that what he disclosed? The whole angst about his kids being brought up was all bullshit, and he didn't really give a fuck anymore, or he didn't care, or is that wrong?
Yeah, but I mean, he contradicts himself all the time, so who really knows? But that is a good point, though. That his kids aren't going to be, I assume, aren't going to watch like the Dabbleverse like podcast. So if people are talking about them, they probably have no idea. So it really is only hurting John, I would think. Or at least, trolling John.
Which is what we're all here to do. So let's have some fun, kiddos.
But like, I know people have like, if you're actually like going at like in their lives or, messaging them on social media, that's like kind of
right.
Up in my opinion.
No, I'm not down for that shit.
Yeah.
But poking fun at him here. What the hell? The only one that's going to hear it is that a Tecate beer you're drinking?
Me? No, it's black in a thermos.
Oh, okay. Looks like a damn Tecate beer. I was like, boy, that's a big tall can there.
Tecate? That's
Tecate.
I think Mexican it's Tekashi 69. No, I don't even know.
No. Tecate Mexican beer SA.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean the Mexican beers, that's gonna be an issue going forward, right? The Coronas and
well, I guess they already
be expensive.
I don't know if the tariffs are gonna even come into play now because they've already today was announced it's like they're going to be talking about it and they postponed it a month. So I kind of think it's more of a negotiation.
KB in the chat. Actually, KB, are you going to Hackmania too? That's the other one I was going to be curious about.
Hello, KB.
Teamster Tim's going to be out at Hackmania. I'm excited to meet him. But yeah. I talked to Corn Dip too, and Corn Dip. Oh no, boo! All right, and Corn Dip's not going to be there either, from what I heard. So I know KB and Corn were both there last year, and it was like, I hope they go this year. Nope, I missed out. Last year was the good one. Hopefully, Kevin Dumbfuck doesn't go because that was the other person that would be there that I don't like. So there you go. All right, moving ahead. Atlantic City. Is that true? Is Atlantic City the place to be? It looks like a shithole from what I've seen online.
I've been to Atlantic City. I've been to a lot of different cities, and I have no problem walking around at night. Atlantic City is the only place I've ever been where I actually did feel kind of scared walking around at night. It's not a good area.
Yeah, Reno's a shithole too, as far as like outside. But I've never felt like unsafe there. I've never really
I walked around in Atlanta and in Chicago, Hollywood. I was like fine, but Atlantic City, I was walking from one hotel to this casino, and this guy just like he was like, "You want to buy some crack?" I was like, "No," and he's like, "I hear the coins jiggling in your pocket." It's just like, what the hell? Like, how much crack can you buy for like 38 cents?
Yeah.
Not very much. And then so I ducked into the instead of going up to the regular entrance, I ducked into the parking lot, and I walked in, and then this other guy comes out of like the shadows, and he looked like a zombie. He just came like out of the shadows in the parking lot like this at me. So then I went upstairs into the casino. I was like, I don't think I really need to be walking around here at night.
Well, you make horror movies, man. You should feel safe even with that guy that looks like a zombie the way you described
like,
him.
I gotta cast this guy,
man.
It's just like being on a film set, right? Except for the people really kill you there. Yeah, KB.
Wow, that's great makeup, buddy.
Yeah, KB says, isn't crack cheap? Well, I don't know if you can get it for change in your pocket. Unless it's like fake, like pieces of wax or something. They're selling you fake crack. Do they sell?
I don't know, crack? KB. I'll have to look into this. I'll have to look into the price of crack.
Yeah, I mean, are you telling us something about yourself, KB, with that statement? Isn't crack cheap?
That's why she's going to Atlantic City and not to Hackamania for the cheap crack.
The cheap crack. There you go. God. Can I make bad jokes, KB? I was going to say something about crack, just not the kind not the drug, but your crack. But we won't talk about that. That's very untoward.
Wow.
All gentlemen here.
Yes, very gentlemanlike. We got to be very upstanding citizens here. I don't want to ruin your film career, like that Liam guy has to worry about. Hey, I mean, that is kind of a funny thing, like Liam McEnany hanging out on MLC, the guy that talks about the Shoolies every single, 50 times an episode. Isn't it kind of dangerous?
On that show, I told him like it's not, because he was like making fun of like independent movies that I made, which he's not, maybe he's seen them, I don't know. But at the time he hadn't in the film festivals, and I was just like, this isn't going to be good for your career. And then he took it like I was trying to ruin his career or threaten him. I was like, no, if it's out there that you're making fun of all this stuff, like it's not a good look if you want to be involved in independent horror movies.
Right. Trump didn't tariff crack. There you go.
Let's postpone 1 month. We'll have to find out.
Yes. Keep crack great again. Or whatever. Make crack great. I don't even know. Make crack like the 80s again or something.
That'll be my next merchandise. I made some Dabbleverse merchandise. I just did for fun, but there are some people like, oh, he's a grifter. I'm like,
I did hear that. I forget who was saying it, but yeah, I remember like saying, oh, that guy. They were saying that about Chow too. It's like, yeah, I kind of get why you'd sell shirts, but whatever.
But anyone who makes print on demand shirts, like you're not making much money on them. It really was just more funny to me that I made them as opposed to like, I'm going to be rolling in the dough now.
Exactly. Dejois, how dare you, sup homos? We're not. No. It's not like that, Dejois. Just because we only hang out with other guys on podcasts doesn't mean we're gay. I promise. I swear. Yeah. So Dave Sarah is going to be out there at Heckamania 2 hanging out with yours truly. I don't know if that's as big of a deal as I'm making it right now, but he is a homie. For Dave Sarah's sake, I hope Trump also gets the fent out of cocaine. I know that is like my number one worry with Dave because he likes to partake. For God's sake. But indeed, I don't want him to get fented out. Like, are they going to start putting more fent in the stuff just to like pay back Trump with trying to put him out of business? The cartels are going to start like trying to kill us off with fent.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not even joking. Like, start like literally trying to like poison people out of spite. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're going to get rid of the cartels? All right. Well, we got a little trick up our sleeves too.
I guess you also don't want to kill off all your clientele, so I don't know.
Right, but if you're getting like they call them a terrorist organization.
Yeah,
so
I guess you're not going to ever run out of people who want cocaine or any kind of drugs. Really,
seems that way nowadays. Yeah. But I guess the '80s were great, weren't they? For that.
Yes, yes. Cocaine is making a resurgence, so I was reading. I don't know about the quality of it, but it's starting to become very popular again in this country. What's the price for some good coke now? Come on, one of y'all must know.
No idea, man. No, I quit doing everything. I'm a boring son of a bitch. And Dave was saying that, dude. He's like, oh yeah, we'll have to go do our thing. And I was like, yeah, sorry, man. Can't do her. I'm not a young man anymore. I'm sure it would be fun to stay up all night and hang out in Vegas, but I want to be able to drive back too on Sunday, not be all fucking tired and coming down off of stuff.
Maybe she doesn't need to buy the Coke, is what she's saying. You know, it's just giving.
Yeah, I get it. She probably doesn't have to buy drinks at the bar either. Got it. Yeah, we get it.
Good job, K. Good job, KB. That a girl.
Yeah, she walks in and she's like, double D's. I'm not buying one fucking drink. Not tonight, baby.
Do you still drink, Quad?
No.
Do you drink? No. Yeah. I don't
I'm
either.
bored.
Yeah, I'm. Besides caffeine, I guess I'm straight edge. So.
Yeah, pretty much same here. I mean, yeah, I started doing edibles again, but that's it. Like
I
one
was
a night.
for a while. I actually had a really bad experience, and then I stopped doing.
Did you overdose on marijuana?
Well, a friend of mine, we were in Atlanta, and he brought edibles for me, which is probably illegal. I don't know, but so I took one, and it really fucked me up. And then I took half of it, and then afterwards I found out it was 1,500 milligram. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh,
I was like, what the hell are you giving me? It was a really bad. So I was glad I only took half, and but it was still, it was not I was very, very high, but not in a fun way. It was not a good time.
Yeah, did you hallucinate or just wish you were dead?
Yeah,
for a minute
yeah.
there?
Did you get
what?
heart palpitations?
Yeah, and it was a weird experience because like I knew like it was bad, so I couldn't do anything about it, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
I
it's
never felt
frightening when
anything
it
like
happens.
that. It started out, good because it was kind of gradual, and then by the end of the night, it was.
You were wanting to come down. That was it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know that feeling.
nothing was working.
Right.
It was even hard to communicate.
How long did it take?
It was like till the next morning when I woke up.
So all night long.
Yeah,
Oh, you ended up falling asleep eventually.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, my friends are like, watch me at night. Afterwards, they're like, oh, we thought about taking to the ER, and I was like, well, what were you waiting for?
1,500. That's pretty extreme. G-Rub says, yeah, like 10 milligrams is more than enough for me. Agreed. Yeah, I usually do 5, or pretty much that's all I ever do is 5 at a time. Because I just barely want just enough to like take pain away, maybe make me fall asleep at night. That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah, when I first started doing it, actually my doctor suggested it because I was really heavy at the time. I was walking a lot to lose weight, and I would get like my legs would hurt and stuff because I was heavy. And she suggested taking the edibles, and it was very low dose, but it definitely helped with that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't 1,500 milligrams.
But I mean, we've seen plenty of people freak out from way too much weed, like Owen Benjamin famously walking off on Joey Diaz's show because he took one of those Starburst. I think that's what they call them. Is that what you took, the Starburst?
Yeah, one? I don't know what it was. He just brought it with him. We met in Atlanta, and he came from Kentucky, I guess. And I don't know where he got it or anything, but it was not a good time.
KB, yeah, edibles are the only thing that help me sleep. Same here. That's the only reason I do them for the most part is I take 1 5 milligram every night at the same time, like 9, 10 o'clock. And whatever. I wake up and I still feel a little buzzed on 5. So there you go. I'm not perfectly straight in the morning. So therefore, if I took 1,500, I could imagine I would be high as a fucking kite when I woke up in the morning, and I do not want to feel that way. So,
no,
morning time's like get up and go. You don't want to like wake up like, yeah, I hate that feeling. Big Black's a wino. What do you get? Do you have that bottle of wine shaped like a brown paper bag?
I got the jungle fever.
Yeah, Big Black. Yeah, you do, don't you? Indeed.
Happy Black History Month, Big Black.
That would be
Happy
good
Black
marketing. That would be good marketing to sell a bottle of wine that did look like a brown paper bag. I bet like rich people would buy it, like rich kids would buy it just to be funny, you know.
I think it was one of the, if I remember right, you know Bob and Tom, the radio show.
Yeah, I know of it. I never really watched it.
I think it was like a advertisement, like joke parody advertisement. Yeah, the wine shaped, the wine bottle, something like that. It was like that, but it was the wine shaped like a brown paper bag. It's funny. The other one they had was like, salmon, the other pink meat. Like, advertised goofy shit. I like that show. That's pretty much one of the only morning shows I ever listened to, honestly.
When was that on?
I'm not even sure that it's not on still, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It may or may not be. I wouldn't know. I don't listen to radio. Haven't for a while. If I do, it's talk radio. So pretty boring shit. AM out here.
Yeah, the internet really kind of, took that away.
Yeah, the only thing I watch pretty much is the Dabbleverse shows now, or like Tim Dillon, maybe some Rogan. I think Tim Dillon's probably one of the funnier dudes as far as doing commentary and being funny as hell. Tim Dillon's right up there at the top.
Yeah, he was really good for horror stuff. I don't know if you saw Thanksgiving. Came out a couple years ago. He was in that. He was. It's just like a small role, but he's really funny in it.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Wow,
right.
Gina Bobina's hardcore. It takes 600 milligrams for me to feel anything.
Yeah, that's impressive, Gina Bobina. I'd take 2. Yeah, 2 300s, and what? Yeah, suppository, Dominic. All right, Gina, where are you putting them? They work faster if you put them up there. That's a fact. Indeed. Suppository. All right. Next one. I got this from John from back in the day. You probably remember this, don't you?
Yeah. So if you want me to set it up real quick. So I was on Stuttering John's show one time. And then right after that, I was in MLC chat. Actually, Gina Bobina super chatted Kevin, like send Nasty Neal the link. And he did, and so I was on with Kevin. That's the clip you showed earlier, which was I thought it was a fun show. And then this is right after that. It was like the next day. And I didn't badmouth him or Rob. He goes on to say I betrayed both of them.
Yeah, I can't really ever. I mean, now that you've been on with everybody, you have some reason to badmouth a few guys here and there. But yeah, when I first started watching you, I don't remember you saying anything bad about anyone really ever.
Yeah, I'm just I wouldn't trash anybody who never did anything to me. That's just like, and that might be boring, but that's just like I wouldn't do it. I even defended Rob on MLC, which isn't easy to do because KB is not a fan of Rob Saul.
Yeah, I think he's out of the Rob Saul business at this point.
Me is this nasty Neal. Now, again, this is just typical horseshit. And really, Rob Saul should feel the most burned, but because I'm friends with Rob, and unlike most people in this shithole, I'm actually loyal. I would never screw over Rob Saul. I would never screw over Kate Meany. I would never screw over Clay Dabbler, Dirty Deeds, Mike V, Vegas.
Jerry, how many of those people did he screw over? There you go. Like go down that
everyone.
Times have changed, huh?
Beer Sales Jerry, Hitman Dan. No, I don't screw people over. I wouldn't feel right about myself. But these people, they don't care. They don't have a conscience. They don't have a soul. I wasn't raised that way, and I didn't raise my children that way. Actions have repercussions.
I don't think he raised his children necessarily. I don't even.
Well, he didn't raise him that way then. I guess it's not a lie.
Yeah, now that you say it that way, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I also like, he says I'm soulless here, but he said I'm without a soul. Then he goes on to read some of the stuff I sent him, which I thought was funny.
Nasty Neal loser sends me a DM.
Loser.
Now I have no respect for this guy. Okay, he goes. So now he comes on my show. Then he says, "Hey John, thanks again for having me on. It's been a weird week seeing my interview with you snipe streamed by KB and Chad. I guess the Potato and Carter too. I did not see that, but message and then 3 hours of it on shitware. LOL. Anyway, if you ever want me to pop back on, just let me know. Take care, Neal." Then he gets.
So I didn't actually he lied that part. I didn't say the shitware. Not that it really matters, but I just didn't say it. He just added it in there, which I thought was kind of funny. And he also said like this loser, he's got no soul. And he reads my DM and it's like, thanks for having me on. Like, I don't really understand how this is like this terrible guy. Like, holy shit, this guy's got no soul.
Thanks for having me on. I'll come on anytime if you want me to. I'll come back if you want. Yeah. No, it's crazy, man.
He gives me his IMDb. Here's my IMDb if interested in my credits
just
too.
Pause it real
Recently
quick.
acted in a movie.
The reason I sent him the IMDb because it was clear he had no idea at all about me on the show, which is fine. But I was like, well, maybe I'll send him the IMDb so he has like some knowledge about me if I come back on the show.
But I get. Did you not know back then that he wouldn't have read it? And
no, I did. Yeah, like I said,
you were, regardless.
Yeah.
You're not world famous like I am, so why would I give a fuck about your IMDb? Like, I don't think you understand, Neal. Let me explain. How being world famous is.
A movie opposite Tessa Gorin, Jack Nicholson's daughter, shot on a 16mm film.
Oh shit! Oh shit! You're in trouble now, Neal. You're fucking doxing people out there. Holy shit! You can't trust this Neal guy, man. He'll tell everybody who your daughter is. Jack Nicholson's daughter. I love it.
Directed by Kansas Bowling of Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Really excited for it to come out. It's in post-production now. Hey, John, I'm in for the farewell show. I'll wear a Jaws tee in honor.
That's
hey, John,
he actually said on the show.
Christmas,
he was reading over like who he wanted on his final show, and I was one of the names, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. So.
Also, what was the thing about the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
The woman who directed the movie I did with Tessa Gorin is Kansas Bowling, and she played one of the Manson girls in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh, awesome, man!
Yeah.
The one that got her head smashed in and flamethrower and the whole thing.
Yeah, no, not that one, but she's in it though.
The one that got her head smashed in by Brad Pitt. I think that's the other one.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a big role, but still, she is one of the Manson girls, so it's pretty cool. You know.
I love that story. I love the ending, man. Like
I love it too because
what if
people
they
were like
got their heads smashed in because they went to the wrong house? That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah, that was like I don't know. I like pretty much all Tarantino's movies, but that might have been my favorite one. I thought that movie was great.
Yeah, someone said I needed to pull that up too. I'll pull it up after this clip. That you look like. Oh, it was Honk.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Neal looked like? Go ahead.
Charles Manson's son.
Yes,
you look just like Charles Manson's son. Now there's two.
I didn't even know Manson had a son.
You kind of look like him in the face, brother. I'm not kidding you now. I'm not talking about the fake one that really looked a lot like Charles Manson because his son doesn't look like him a whole bunch. But you look just like him. Do you have that Googled for me by chance, Quadfather?
No, I'll after this clip. I'll pull it.
Yeah. All right.
Real quick, actually, Honk and Quad. I actually tried to get Manson on my podcast years ago. kind of, I guess, due to like the Tiger King, and it didn't work out. But they did send me, and I have them upstairs, pamphlets. It was like Charles Manson's teachings. And so they sent me like his pamphlets in the mail. And they also gave me permission to play his music on the podcast. We played his music.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's cool to everybody out there, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's all very interesting story. He's an MK Ultra. Do you buy into the MK Ultra theory with Manson?
Oh, I'd have to read more about it. I had a guest on recently that was talking a lot about Manson and that.
Right.
I don't know.
No, there's a guy that wrote a book about all the MK Ultra.
Yeah, it came up in the interview, but I had not read the book, but I would be interested in reading it. I do find him an interesting, character.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like I'm a big Manson fan or something, but he is very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you're not a big fan of all serial killers automatically because you like horror movies and stuff, right? Isn't that how that works? You're like, yeah, I love serial murder, like real murder, real ones.
One time, my friend Annabelle and I went to a convention, and we were taking an Uber from the airport to the thing, and the guy was like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, this is horror movie convention." And the guy was like, "Oh, well, I think that's good because it puts all you guys together and stops you from, committing crimes and murdering people." And we were just looking at each other, what the fuck? Like, if we didn't watch horror movies, we'd just be out killing people. It's like, yeah, that's exactly what it does.
Yeah, Mr. Blue Sky says it's not a theory; it's a documented fact. Yeah, there is a lot of documentation that pretty much they definitely tested the acid part of it. They tested LSD tests like they did with what's his name, the Unabomber.
Kaczynski.
Yep.
And who was the guy that Whitey Bulger also?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yep, absolutely. The Westie. Right. Yeah, the FBI. Yeah, whatever. They were just assets to some degree. But yeah, there's an entire book written about that. And they document all of it, the time that he spent in Joliet. And then they started messing with him with the LSD. Then he moved to like San Francisco and was in a well-known like FBI asset, a place that was prostituting women out. And they were using LSD on all of them.
Yeah, it was the free clinic on Haight-Ashbury.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
not far from there.
Was the book Chaos or something like that? I think was the name of it.
I'd have to look it up. I forget.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just remember the guest I had on recently was talking about. I think it was Chaos or something. I'm sure. Yeah, you can just Google it and find it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys go do your own research. This is Conspiracy Podcast.
People are like, I want to hear about Stuttering John, not.
Yeah, they get pissed when you talk about stuff other than the Dabbleverse. I noticed.
Nasty Neal. Then he sends me a link. Video in. Talk to me and Tara. We are talking holiday horror. We are talking holiday horror. And then he gets yesterday at 5:22. He says, "You could have sent Nasty Neal the link for the final Fry Clay Day." And with a kiss on the cheek.
He says a kiss like emoji. It was not like a kiss. It was the winky face, because it was just, I was just goofing, like, because he did the final Clay Day or whatever, with Clay Dabbler. And I was like, you could have sent Neal the link, but I was just messing around.
Oh, so that's how there was a final Clay Day and then there was a final show? Is that they were separate from each other?
Yeah, they were
all in one.
Show. Yeah. So he literally read all my messages, which are like 5. Like I've messaged him like 5 times in my life.
Well, I mean, it's like Liam McEnany, right? Like you tell these guys that whatever, like, oh yeah, well, they'll go back on your DMs and be like, oh yeah, he asked me tons of like Liam keeps saying that about me, like, oh, he wouldn't stop, but and Mr. Kill Everything did the same thing. And I went back and looked at our DMs and there's like 3 DMs ever. And and it's like, hey, want to come on? And then like they didn't respond, and then I would like never message them ever again. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? You guys make up these just for no reason. It makes you feel better to make everybody think that I was begging you to come on my podcast. Like what? Like
because
these are all very small, dumb podcasts, and everybody here is small and not a big deal. It's like, what What are you guys talking about?
Because he told Rob, and Rob, told me this on the show. He was like, John said you were aggressively like asking him for links. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I thanked him for having me on, and then I sent the one like, oh, you could add me in the last Clay Day. That was it. I don't think that's very aggressive. This one's funny. He's about to read though.
The cheek emoji. And then he writes, I ended up on with Pinky. And I said,
Oh,
wow.
I think we missed the one. It was a little early. I think I talked to the one he even read was Merry Christmas. I sent him a Merry Christmas message. I was like, why would you even read that after saying I have no soul? And it's like, here's one he sent me. Merry Christmas, John.
Okay, so like Joey C out of nowhere just started going after me again, like in December, like right before Christmas, and just totally out of nowhere. And we had no problems for months before that. And anyway, I have his numbers because I've called him like a year ago, and I tried to call him and his wife, and he brought that up on his show. He was like, yeah, in Quad, he's been calling me and leaving messages, but he doesn't say what the messages were.
Right.
Both messages are the same. Merry Christmas.
You son of a bitch. Yeah.
I said Merry Christmas and hung up the phone. That's it. That's the horrible message. But by not saying what I said, it just makes it sound
you
bad.
don't know.
Harassing him. He's like, I called you once and said Merry Christmas. That was it.
To what Pinky said to me about me and Rob, you can go on Pinky's show. Now, I'm not going to tell anyone what shows they could do and not, but you should have some,
Yeah, apparently not exactly. Anyway, we don't have to sit there and watch that entire thing. But here's your final appearance on the final show, and you can see just in his face how fucking wasted he is. I love it. That is the stuttering John that we all want to see every show. Just look at that face. He don't look so mean like he did in The Shining.
No, yeah, I would definitely. This one's way more fun. Quad knows better than me, but it is actually kind of fun to talk to him when he's really wasted.
Yeah,
at least it's way more enjoyable than when he's kind of sober.
He would get wasted and he would just come on and talk to Lemmy the entire time. Like, see, Lemmy, I'm not that bad of a guy. Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Like, and she'd be like, don't call me sweetheart, fucker. It was funny, man. Good times. But yeah, the final show, I don't even think that he went on for another couple minutes after this happened. Was the last time we ever saw Stuttering John on his podcast. And look who's right there, Gina Bobina, who's in our chat right now. Gina Bobina. Okay. Gina Bobina says, fake Gina Bobina on screen. We don't believe you. That's the laughing emoji.
Yeah.
Not true. I repeat, not true.
Yeah, so this was right. I was on Point Dabble Point, and then he sent me a link like a little bit after that. So I don't know. Maybe other people have done that, but I don't think many people have been on Point Dabble Point and Stuttering John in the same day.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I didn't actually pull up your Point Dabble Point.
It's not that interesting.
Agreed. No, actually, out of all the shows that you did, that probably was like the least entertaining one.
Yeah, I thought so.
And I was watching the Point Dabble Point from today, and man, it's different now. Something about it. It's not that entertaining anymore.
Yeah, I mean the guy's not online really doing anything. So really, besides showing like the clip you did of him doing the cameo, what else? You can't really fill like an hour and a half or 2 hours of that.
Yeah, they've gone back to watching appearances with you and Rob Saul, and I guess they were showing me. Someone said that. Yeah, well, someone said they were showing me the other night too.
Wow.
So. Shuley. Hey, Derek. Nasty Neal has been sending me emails for me to start my own YouTube channel and then to send him the link.
That's true. Now I've run out of shows to come on. Now I'm just telling people start a show so you can say
you got to start. Is that why all these new shows started popping up out of nowhere? Everybody that's a fan of the Dabbleverse now has their own channel and shows.
Yeah.
That's funny. Good one, Shuley. I like it. That's good. Good shit. All right. Final appearance. Well, I guess your second appearance. Oh, you said you were only on with Stuttering John once. You lied. This is your second.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I was on the show once, and then there was this one. You're right.
Technically.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's get technical.
Hey, dickhead.
Hey, what's up, Stuttering John?
Hey, dickhead. So you use me to get off
Look.
So you use me to get on my fucking show, and now you're out there trashing me, you.
No, what you trashed me first, John. I never said anything about you until you said something about me.
Dickhead, did you not come on the show? Beg me to come on the show?
No, I did not. I did not beg it, even asked to come on. And Rob says
you don't think you betrayed Rob Soul?
No, I didn't. I never trashed
you
Rob.
You go on Pinky's show. Rob Soul's got a harassment. Rob Soul got a harassment suit against Pinky. Yet
all you guys fight with each other. All you hate each other. And, as actually Clay said, I'm not the dabbler guy. So when Rob would play clips,
so why are you on every show now?
I never talk bad about anyone who's ever did anything to me.
Okay, Neal, let me ask you a serious question. Just
sure.
Serious. Why do you think everybody wants to have you on that show now?
Me?
I'll wait.
Oh, well, the people in the chat like me.
Really? Are you that delusional?
Well, I mean,
I do think it's funny that Kevin Brennan and Stuttering John seem to be the only two guys that really do this, where that if you go on their show, you can't go on other people's shows.
It's so weird.
I found that like Mike Boschetti won't come on my show. I mean, like when I was back right after MLC kind of stopped having me on, and he doesn't like me anymore because of Stevie Lou. Like I asked Mike Boschetti on, and he wasn't aware that he wasn't supposed to come on because he said, yeah, I'll come on. And whatever, he blew me off on the day that I had to do the show with him. Whatever, he's still a nice guy behind the scenes.
It's hard to be mad at Mike, So with Kevin, you kind of, I mean, it's stupid for Kevin not to let people do whatever shows, but you can actually at least.
What are you talking about? You're going to go on other shows for free? I'm not going to pay anymore. Wow, look at you. You're going on other shows, huh? Did they pay you? Huh? Neal, do you get paid? Huh?
No,
you get paid going on BYB? Because I'm not going to pay you anymore.
So you can get why Mike doesn't want to come on, because then he's not going to get the money. So you can understand that. But Stuttering John doesn't pay anybody. So, why should you be I'm going to be super loyal to Stuttering John and not do, it's not even loyalty. Why wouldn't you do some other show? It doesn't make any sense. I've been podcasting for a long time, and no one gets mad about people going on other shows.
Well, if you go on MLC, obviously, it's a big show. Coming on here, no one cares. So, but Kevin cares. That's what really matters.
Yeah. He even brought it up when he had Kumia on. He had Kumia on, and he was they were both talking about me, and I was just like, this is just weird. Why, I don't, why should they even care that I was that I even exist? But they're talking about oh, he did this show or whatever. He brought it up to Kumia, which I thought was funny.
This is a good one. I'm gonna review the reviewer. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. I missed the Day 12 one. Okay, Day 12 said I'm gonna start a show reviewing Dabbleverse reviewer shows.
They're probably already out there, but yeah.
I mean, aren't all of these shows kind of reviewer shows at this point? Even Kevin,
you're right. Yeah,
watching clips and shit.
Yeah.
So any show watching him, it is. It's become, we've jumped the shark, but that's where we're at. All right. Detroit, the lovely Detroit. We got all the lovely ladies, Gina Bobina and whatnot in the chat tonight.
It's like the Watchmen. Who watches the Watchmen? Who clips the Clippers?
That's right.
I mean,
you don't believe they have you on the show.
Oh, that's all part, of course. It's all part of it. All the shows are around.
That's why you're a spineless dickhead and you'll amount to nothing and you're a loser. Goodbye, dickhead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Did I do right by Rob Saul by saying, why would you betray Rob Saul?
Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, Clay Dadler, he's not buying it. He's like, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah, whatever. Nice.
That was a perfect end of that clip too, where they just have it end like that. He's like, yeah, I guess.
I guess, right? All right, I'm gonna look up who you look like. Charles Manson's son. This is
real quick too. Go on, Honky.
No, I was just gonna say, make sure you don't get the one who was faking it and saying that he was his son. This guy actually has an interview, and he was raised by his grandparents. His mom's grandparents, or his mom's parents. Yeah, so his grandparents raised him. But yeah, he just kind of got a little bit of the facial. He's a heavier guy. He's a little bit heavier than you.
I'm guessing that's the one that looks like
no, but that's not
this
the
guy
one.
here.
One. Okay, click on that and see
that one.
There you go. There you go.
Damn it. We'll go back.
Well, I do have that. I do have a swastika carved in my forehead. That's why.
Nice.
Maybe one of them looking dead forward.
There he is. That was it. That was perfect.
Yeah.
No, that other one. There you go.
Yeah, I see a little bit of a resemblance, I guess. So. All right. Yeah.
Oh, that was a waste of fucking. See how we waste time here? Fucking nasty. We know how to pull that shit off, man. Don't let them fucking fool you.
It was also real at that end of that first John clip at the end. So he went over and he the IMDb and he reads like the movie there. And then at the end he goes, Nasty Neal's a loser. If he wasn't, if he had any talent, he'd be making movies. And this was literally after he said, I made movies. So it's like he doesn't even pay attention to himself.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, what do you expect? The first clip we were watching?
Yeah,
he was reading about you being in movies and then said,
yeah. Then at the
losers will never be in movies. What
he said, if he had talent, he's a loser. And if he had any talent, he'd be making movies instead of talking about him, whatever. And it's like,
wow,
you literally just read the movie.
That's insane. Yeah, I just worked in a movie with blah blah blah. Jack Nicholson's daughter. You said that in your messages to him too.
Yeah, it was funny. But when I was on with him for the one interview, he doesn't pay any attention to you, and it's like not a real conversation. He's just kind of talking. The one part too, like he got a phone call, and so I just assumed I would start talking to the audience instead of just sit there in silence. And he's like, "No, be quiet." So he muted himself and didn't want me to talk. So we're just sitting there on a live show, no one saying anything. Just like you said, no preparation of any kind, and it was not good.
No, he's wild, man.
But as soon as I was on there, people were messaging me and warning me, like, don't give him any information. He'll turn on you. And then as soon as that happened, it was less than a week later, the same guy was like, well, I didn't expect it to happen that fast.
Yeah, I mean, I still just don't understand the loyalty thing. Like even with Rob Saul, like how many times had you been on Rob Saul's show before that happened?
Yeah,
not a lot. Do you know Rob Saul personally in real life?
No, I've never met him or anything. Yeah.
How did you guys end up doing? How did you end up on his show?
So yeah, we were friends on Facebook, and we just had like interaction because he's also a horror movie like fan, and so
yeah.
And then we were talking once, and I told him about the movie, and he's like, "Oh, I should have you on for Halloween." I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And so I went on for the Halloween show, and the chat liked it because when I was on, like, it wasn't just everyone trolling each other. You know what I mean? Like, there was we were having more fun than just like him just going crazy about like the trolls and the chat. And so then I would pop on regularly. So I did have fun. I do have fun when I go in there.
Yeah, man. What do you think about the whole Rob Saul deal now? Him not going to be at work so that he can avoid Chad Zumach and company after the AC event, the Kill Kevin event.
Yeah. So I mean, it's two different ways, really. Like, I could see not wanting to be there because it's probably not going to be a fun time. You know, they're just going to be messing with them. So I don't know. I probably wouldn't want to do it either. But I mean, besides, like, I don't know. He might be able to win some people over if he was having fun with them. You know, like, messing around with them. You know, if they're joking around with him, he jokes back. I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I figured it would be, but. That's what I don't understand, man. Because like if they did get uppity and like angry or aggro, then they're gonna get booted. So it's pretty simple, dude.
Because it's a casino, or it's an establishment. They're not gonna just let people walk in and like like treat their employees like shit. Like they'd be like,
that's what I mean.
I mean,
you
no matter who you are, you don't have to be an internet guy. Like you're just not gonna let people do that.
Yeah, if they were talking shit to him at the bar, then they'd be like, "All right, you're gonna go. You got a warning, dude. Next time you do it,
yeah, because you can't just walk into any bar and just start like mistreating the bartender,
especially the bartender, because they don't like putting up with anything. So yeah, they would get rid of him for sure,
and rightfully so. I mean, why would you want that in your establishment?
Proceeding. Commissary. Melvin Goldstein. Isolino Presutti Jr. needs money for commissary Doritos. Is this a Liam thing? Why won't TSN discuss this? Actually, we were going to. That's the next thing I'm going to talk about with you after we talk about Rob Saul a little bit. All indeed. Right. But yeah, I didn't understand. And it's kind of funny that Chad had brought up that he knows a special effects guy. Someone that could do
it was
makeup
like Tom
for
Savini's gonna like completely like redo his whole face and stuff. I actually found that pretty funny too.
Well, I figured maybe it was someone that you knew, or maybe like Stevie Lou, because I seen that both of you guys do movies and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean it could be. I don't know any inside knowledge like who messaged them, but there are people I know in the Dabbleverse. Like Brian Spears, I'm not doxing because he's been on some of the shows, who does makeup. So,
right.
Who knows?
Yeah, I was just trying to run down in my mind who could possibly be out there because I know there's 3 or 4 guys that do at least special effects or whatever. Like Stevie Lou does the trauma.
Yeah,
I know you said you know. Kaufman.
Yeah, and I know actually someone that was in the chat earlier who does it too, but I don't know if they want everyone to know, but yeah, it could be anybody because you don't know who's listens to these shows. Sometimes I'm surprised. Like when I saw Brian Spears on what I think it was on MLC. I don't know. He was on one of the shows and I messaged him. I was like, "Is that you on the show?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, wow." Because I'm always surprised that anyone I know outside of the Dabbleverse like knows of the Dabbleverse.
Oh, you've met people that actually watch stuff?
Not too many, but a few. And it's always very surprising.
Yeah, weird, huh?
Because when I was first on Stuttering John's show, my brother who's in the chat, that was the first time he listened to any of them, and he was messaging me. He's like, "Who's the shit wayer? Like, what is he talking about?" No, he just thought I was going to come on and talk about movies, and I was like, "I'll explain it to you later." And I've tried to explain it, but it's not easy to explain to someone who doesn't know about it.
No, I gave up doing that. For the few people that I know that even are curious to anything that I podcast, usually when I tell people I podcast, they're like, "Yeah, okay, and then move on. Like they don't even ask me like, what do you mean? What do you podcast? What do you do? They don't even give a rat's ass like podcasting. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. And then they don't ask one question. No curiosity
for the
whatsoever.
best, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of actually feel that way. It's like, all right, well that's good. Now I don't have to explain what the Dabbleverse is, or like there's this guy that used to be on Howard Stern, and it seems like a bedtime story from hell, or like a
Yeah, and our my brother and our mutual friend Brian, like we went out for we got to dinner and stuff and lunch, and he started just watching the clips instead of watching the whole shows, and he just finds it very funny, especially the Stuttering John guy. Like, he's like, this guy's like, he's on Stern, and now he's like, like yelling at you on these clips about nothing, and it's like, yeah, it's very weird.
That's the other thing about the Rob Saul thing too. I know that, dude, like all of those guys are huge pay pigs, like have lots of money. So even if they did want to go in there and chip him and fuck with him,
that's
dude,
a good
he
point,
could walk out of there with possibly thousands of dollars, because those guys are usually pretty generous from what I've heard.
Yeah, exactly. Like, especially the MLC. I think MLC, most of all the shows, like not only MLC, but like all kind of the spinoff shows, like they all go into all those other chat rooms and they're sending super chats. I always wonder, like, do these people just have endless money? Like, it's like every day just super chat after super chat. So yeah, you're right. I think to like kind of troll someone to their face, that they would tip them well.
Yeah. No, Deadpool was saying that because he went down and did Side Splitters or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, I left such a big tip at the Side Splitters that the waitress ran out and was like, here, take some free tickets to a next event, like just cause." So
and the event itself doesn't cost a lot. I bet they'll bring a lot of like exposable income that they don't that they're not spending gambling.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of those guys have fuck you money.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, whatever, dude. Yeah. I'll never burn it in my lifetime. So there you go. Use it up. Must be nice. Indeed. All right.
Knew before.
Obviously, everybody knows about the Isolino thing. I don't know if you saw the Alex Stein clip recently where he was saying, yeah. Shuli had to know more, and he's just full of shit, and he's not letting anyone know what's going on. He's just he gave his message to everyone, and he's going to leave it at that. I don't know.
I'm going to go grab a drink real quick, and then I'll
No, you're not allowed to. No, yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
Good time. All right. Well, me and Honk, did you ever see that last episode I did with Stuttering John?
No, I did not.
Do you want to see
I didn't. I didn't. Yeah, I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I was never really a fan of Stuttering John.
No, a lot of people are not a fan of Stuttering John. He's a shithead, of course. But yeah, this is the ending here. I don't know that we need to play all 3 minutes of it. I'll play half of it.
Look at his face.
No, dude, no, he was pissed. Like he was going off. Yeah. How do you like that?
That's nice.
Of me. And now I got Clay Dabbler and Flat Cat Jessica telling me, and even Sunflower Dragon at 2, Brute. You're joining against the Duke? Unfucking believable. You guys think you can tell me who I'm allowed to be mad at?
Hit the like button, cowards. You cowards.
Don't think it. You don't know the abuse I've gone through. The abuse my family has taken my mother. My 87.
Me, I texted him. I was giving him a heads up. I was like, oh, I'll be right on there. Just wait for me. And then I'm backstage. Yes, how can we help you? The Husey, sir.
Yeah, I can't believe that you let Granny go from the show. Where's all the laughter?
The day he's gone. Can't even respond to him. I guess you came back just in time. God, look at that face. Oh, here we go again.
You were exactly right, though. Anytime you stop, anytime you pause Stuttering John, it's a money shot.
Money shot. That's not a porn term, I hope.
No.
Money shot.
That would be something if we'll have to ask Kate Meany.
It probably looks much like that, I'm sure. Very angry and aggressive.
7-year-old mother. We abuse all you assholes. The fucking potato. And Tukey. And that fucking Downsy lawyer. Oh, yeah. Oh, why'd you block Clay Dabbler? Because he's a fucking lawyer's moderator. The lawyer who calls the fire department in New York thieves. The lawyer who calls the police department.
I thought he was going to rip his shirt off there like Hulk Hogan.
What do you think? He's Joey C or something? Yeah, Joey did that recently. That was fucking hilarious.
He's crying.
Family and myself. I super chat him. I got Dr. Steve's last name, which I do. And what does he do? Oh, now I'm really going to go after John. When haven't you, potato? Why don't you show your fucking face?
Yeah, because I sent him messages. I was like, "What? Why Dr. Steve?" And yeah, he was like, What's it to you?" Like he was really fucking pissed about any So I knew if I came on there and tried to have like an argument about it, he would have just booted me really quick. You know what I mean? When he has control of the channel, he'll just boot.
Oh
you
yeah,
off.
he kicked me out. You know that clip you showed, just immediately.
Yeah,
he asked you
no
something,
back and
and he
forth.
just clicks, yeah.
If you start arguing with him, you're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the beginning of podcasting, he wouldn't boot you, but like at the end, like here in the last couple of years, yeah, he's just, if you start arguing with him, you're gone. It's his way or you're gone.
I always get a kick out of when guys like him, when they start screaming about people and they use like, potato and penis wrinkle 13. And it's just like, you're yelling about.
Yeah.
Imagine if someone just walked in who doesn't know any of this. Like, what is this guy's problem?
What's he screaming about? He seems so angry. What's his problem?
He's yelling at a potato? Like, I don't understand.
What's a orange potato?
And Tukey?
Puppet? Yeah, what? Huh? Wow.
Of all the audacity. Hey, come on.
Yeah, it's screaming the NJs. But yeah, I hope you like my Proud Boy shirt I'm wearing. It's funny. Support your local Proud Boys. It's great.
Did he see that?
No, like the first 2 times I ever went on his podcast, I was wearing Proud Boy hats, and someone tipped him off after the first couple of appearances that I was wearing a Proud Boy hat, and he was like, "All right, you can't ever wear that on my show ever again." So he was very upset. And we had long conversations about like, oh, what kind of a guy I am, because I told him I was an Anthony Cumia fan, Gavin McGinnis fan. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing. So I know he was very annoyed as a liberal about my political leanings. So whatever. It is what it is.
That's a good face there with half of his tongue hanging out.
Betrayed by Quadfather.
Betrayed by Quadfather. But you can tell he is fucking broke.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know what to say there for a minute.
Yeah, like he pretty much cries. I mean, it's
unbelievable. Unfucking believable.
What a dick I am.
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. You fucking piece of shit.
Now I will send. Oh yeah, because then I sent him a message like, I was like, that's what you get for fucking with just Dr. Steve. It was something to that effect. I can't remember the exact words. I could look it up, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, you get the sentiment.
I love it how loud he is when he's pounding the keys.
Reverend Billy, yeah, buddy. It was a sad day for stuttering John of Army of Clowns. That's right, Reverend Billy, Rev. We know who you are.
Unfucking believable.
It's been a long time since I showed that. Yeah, video is private. Yeah, he killed the episode. Obviously, he had to.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Had you any interaction with him since then?
Only to wish him Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. He's left me a bunch of voicemails, like 5 or 6. I'll say 5. I'm almost sure it's 5. Yeah, like right after that all went down, he kept calling me a bunch. But yeah, even more recently, just a couple months ago, he called and left he called me and maybe for 3 seconds he just sat there and didn't say anything. I said, hello, and he didn't answer. And then 5 seconds went by, and then I was like, hey John, how's it going? And then he hung up.
That's really weird.
Yeah, well, Joey C said that too, that he'll still get calls from him.
He just wants to hear your voice.
Like voicemails. He doesn't. Yeah, it's weird, man. Yeah, I don't really understand what he's doing. Reverend Billy. Whatever do you mean?
Do you think he'll come back? Do you think Stuttering John will eventually return?
Oh yeah,
I think so, for the money, man. Like, I can't imagine. What am I doing here? I'm fucking up. There we go. That's what we want. Yeah, I think he will eventually, because I mean, like we talked about earlier, man, it's turning on your laptop every day to make hundreds of dollars. Like,
yeah,
dude, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
Unless the super chats themselves are actually, we're wearing a hole through his fucking soul. You know what I mean? Like, if he was actually getting broken down by what was being said to him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't imagine. Like we talked about, there's no preparation. He doesn't have to do anything except for turn on his laptop and scream for about an hour about whatever's on his mind that day. Go down the list, Shuli, Pinky, all he has to do is go down the list and scream something about them.
Yeah.
And then maybe show a couple clips from Reddit, and then turn it off, get drunk.
I am surprised he's been gone this long, honestly.
Yeah, I said a couple weeks at max. Yeah. So he did surprise me also, man, for sure.
What do you think he's doing? He must be doing something.
Cameos, TikTok,
driving a Uber.
Yeah, he does a TikTok too. So that's the other thing.
No, I don't think you really get unless you have like millions of followers. I don't really think you get anything off TikTok.
Money wise, no, I don't. He's not going to make money. I guess he just thinks he's a cool young kid. So
yeah, he's doing like the milk crate challenge and stuff. Yeah.
He's down with the youth. Yeah, crate challenge. Yeah, that would be funny as fuck. He'd break his fucking
I actually
neck.
would watch that. I think that would be funny if he did stuff like that.
He'd end up in a wheelchair if he did. How many of those videos did people actually end up in a fucking wheelchair, man? There's a few of them.
They were falling pretty high, like 10 feet on, like on the concrete.
Straight on their fucking heads every time, man. Or landing on the crates on their sides, and like, how many broken ribs? Like, how many broken joints? Yeah. hardcore, man. Not for me. Yeah, what do you think about this whole situation with the Shuley? I know we talked about it a little bit, but I thought we'd get into it a little bit deeper now that we've had Obnoxious John come out and say that he has a source inside the Shuley network. I don't know Obnoxious John to be a bullshitter. I don't think he comes on shows and makes stuff up. So I actually do kind of believe what he's saying, that he has an inside source into the Shuley network that indeed says that Shuley knew a lot more the entire time. You're out there on the East Coast. Were you aware of any of this shit?
No, I mean, I really know the Shuley network, and I've watched his shows and stuff, but I really didn't even know that guy's name, honestly. So yeah, I didn't know anything about it until he came on that day and said it.
Yeah, same thing. Same with me, man. I was unaware of the entire story until I didn't know his name. Isolina Doe. But after the name came out, I do remember just maybe hearing it, or I just didn't know who the hell he was. But that happens to me all the time in the Dabbleverse. It's still there's so many people here. Yeah,
and it grows all the
all
time.
Of it.
Yeah,
indeed. But yeah, let's hear from OJ himself. Those buttons are sensitive, man.
He's saying Shuley knew. Shuley knew before he told us, all of us. And again, I've stayed away from this. And so some of you may think when I say this, that I heard something from Bob, but no, Bob is not. Where I heard what I'm going to say, I'm not going to really say anything, but I did hear months and months ago, after this all came out, from a very trusted source that Shuley did know way before he announced it. I don't, I was hoping it's not true, and I still hope it's not true, because I don't know. I'm saying it is a good source that did tell me that, and I've kept it to myself for a long time. But I have heard rumblings from someone that is a very good source that Shuley did know way before he told any of us. And maybe that person will step forward one day. I don't know. It's not my place to say any more than that.
Well, good enough. We'll leave it at that then. But yeah, so the only reason I wanted to bring that up is because today on Point Dabble Point, I did see, speaking of Reverend Billy, welcome Reverend Billy in the chat right now.
Yeah.
He's here right now. But yeah, he started it off. I think this is actually Reverend Billy. Maybe you can give me a thumbs up in the chat, Reverend Billy, if this was actually your super chat. Because he tried to pin it on someone else, as you'll see in the when we play
I will say that Stuttering John puppet is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought about that, considering you probably have an eye for special effects and whatnot, right?
It is. What was the old music video by Genesis where they
World
had
Land of Confusion?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, they had Reagan push the nuclear button in that one. I like it. That's what I grew up. I grew up worried about the nuclear bombs going off because of videos like that.
Yeah. I was born in '76.
We're gonna get nuked? Really? Is that gonna happen?
No, because of the Reagan puppet.
Yeah. We always were being taught about nuclear bombs back in the 80s. I just remember that very specifically, that video.
You know what's in this is off topic, but a Genesis song that I'm sure they never do anymore, like when they go on tour, I know they've done.
Oh, the illegal immigrant.
Legal alien.
Legal alien. Yeah.
I played it for a friend of mine recently.
It's hard to find the video. Like I've been I looked up that video before because it's actually a catchy tune, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
In the video is funny because
is.
They're all dressing up in the stereotypical stuff, and it's all in Tijuana.
Being an illegal alien.
It's a great song, though. Catchy tune. But yeah, Adam Bush. Have you ever ran into this guy? Adam Bush. Have you ever ran into this guy?
No.
Horror.
No, I know I've seen him on this show, but I don't. Yeah, I've never talked to him.
I don't know if he's a world famous Adam Bush, but like Stuttering John. But I don't know who he is. Still, I don't think I've ever seen anything he's in.
Yeah, I don't really know him either. I just know him from the Dabbleverse shows.
Zachi.
All I gotta say is, oy vey.
Is he? Oh, Bush? I don't know. Bush. I'm not sure. Busch. Is that? But everybody in Hollywood, they don't use their real names for the most part as it is. So it could be anything.
That's like
a lot of the Jewish actors changed their name from Jewish sounding into like regular.
Yeah.
Regular people
names. Yeah. Normal people names. Yeah, normal people. No, just like European name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, Reverend Billy starts it off, but yeah, then a bunch of them in a row just start nailing it.
Up when he would talk about it. Reverend Billy wants to know, Shuli, who was the first person to tell you about ESO?
Vince and John in an email. It was weird.
Turkey Boy, Curl, who you think told OJ Shuli knew ESO arrested?
See, this is what happens when nobody replies in the text group to him. You understand?
Yeah,
now he's got to go on Twitter and he's got to come here, and he's as a parent, when a child throws a tantrum, there are ways to react. Yelling and screaming at him is not going to help. You just let them tire themselves out. You know?
Correct.
All right, so Reverend Billy's kind of confirming that it is him. But yeah, this is you, Neal. You're in the chat there. How do you like that?
Yeah, there's several fake nasty Neals in the super chat world. I noticed.
It's fun. It's fun
to
play
I don't have a
with
problem
the alts. Indeed.
No, it was not really me. You know how you can tell if it's me or not?
Yeah, I was gonna say, prove it, Neal. Prove it.
I'm too cheap to send a super chat, so if it's a free one, maybe it's me. But no,
okay, I got you. So he thinks Shuli's trying to say that like every single one of these super chats is from Vince the Lawyer. So like Vince the Lawyer's got.
I've been told that too, though, that someone really thinks that, I don't know which. There's a few different ones. It might be that one that they think that's Vince the Lawyer. I guess just from the way they word things. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and whatever. Shuli does have a lot of experience with Vince the Lawyer, but yeah, not every single one of them can actually be Vince the Lawyer. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know about that, dude. Vince is fucking pretty good. He might have hundreds of them. He might. I mean, he might make them up daily. He's a fucking malevolent little fucker. That's
weird
for sure.
If he was your lawyer and you were just online and you just happened to come across like one of these shows and you were like, wait a minute, that's my lawyer. What the hell is he doing?
Right. Yeah. He's pretty sharp. I bet you he's got a whole bunch.
Daychwa, $2. Madam Bush is Carl's wife. Are you talking about his mom wife? That one? Madam Bush.
I was talking about the sorcerer too. Like if you were one of his clients, and you just happened to see like some clip of MLC and you didn't know anything about it, and you're like, wait a minute, that's like, that's my psychiatrist. What the hell is he doing on this show?
Oh yeah. No, I mean he does say that he knows a few people that he deals with that do know. Like he works with one person that definitely watches MLC. And I'm sure he's bumped into a few other people, but yeah. It is kind of a trip. Yes, thank you, Daytwa. And Madam Bush, I assume you're saying that Carl's wife has a big bush. Is this confirmed? Do you ladies talk behind the scenes about this kind of stuff and you talk to her or what? I imagine my older ladies unshaved. Exactly. Old school. The 70s, back when they all had bushes. And,
brown chicken, brown cow.
No, yeah, they didn't wear bras. They all had big bush back in the good old days.
the nasty one? Will you be visiting Issa in the pen?
Probably not before Vince does.
Right? Kentucky, I'd consider a non-sexual relationship with Adam.
Yeah, we could just cuddle. We could just hang out.
I bet Adam's a great cuddler.
I bet. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
I wonder how much Issa put away for kids. I think there's a joke there somewhere.
Sure.
Shuli, will you show us what you have saved for your kids?
Absolutely.
That's what we do on this show, as we all show bank accounts and talk about finances.
Well, I mean, I talk about it every episode.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. You talk about John's finances and kids on every episode. I don't know. Isn't it is kind of fair game in my mind? I guess. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? How cocky they are about that shit. It kind of bugs me, man.
I agree with that, because like if it was if they never talked about starting John kids and whatever, but yeah, they talk all about not just his kids, but like if he raises them, if he helps out like financially. So yeah, if they can do it, they can get it back.
Exactly. Reverend Billy, $2. Thank you, sir. 4,500 on Shuli's Anonymous. So many hate him, not Vince the lawyer. 4,500. $4,500 or 4,500 alts. Watch Shuli's Anonymous. So many hate him, not Vince the lawyer. Yeah, Vince the lawyer. He's whatever. He's
he pays them well to fucking rip them up.
Yeah, he's consistent, man.
I think Gina Bobina in the chat's wanting to bring back Big Bush.
Yeah, bring back
no
Big
one's
Bush.
stopping you, Gina.
We don't have to make you ladies, take care of it. Just shave your legs and arms and armpits. We're good with that. You can leave a Big Bush. We like landing strips. We like heart shaped. Whatever you have fun with it, girls. Come on, have fun. Yeah. Do something creative. We're good with it.
I'm sure Issa is very anti-pubic hair, though.
Oh God, there is a joke there. You got it. Ouch. But that is actually okay. I'll be flat out honest right now. That is what bugs me about ladies shaving.
Yeah.
I prefer hair because
like a child.
Yeah, exactly. It is kind of off-putting in that sense. It is weird. Exactly. And whatever, as a very, very young kid, like we were playing doctor and stuff, and it's like, it's very much like that. It's like, take you back to way too long ago. Not good. So keep some hair, ladies. Some, at least a little bit. That landing strip is great.
But a trainables, I lead off with it. So you guys, I guess nobody's watching.
Chaka John, $5. Didn't Oscar get a scholarship because they're poor? Harvard doesn't give merit scholarships. If they have $100,000 plus saved, isn't that fraud? This is beyond my pay grade, but from what I know, the reason why it's a free ride for Harvard is because they qualified as a low-income family. And so Harvard charges based on what you're able to afford.
I don't know how that works, but I guess if you can show, I wonder if it's like taxes, you know what I mean? Like if you could show how much you spend versus what you make, maybe there's an exception in there. Like you only have so much extra money. But otherwise I would think if you have a nice house and a lot of assets, like you're not going to qualify for much help for college.
Yeah, because
in California, you got to remember in California, $100,000, and you're about at the fucking poverty level. So,
in LA,
it may be,
right.
Yeah, I mean, who knows how much they make, but they might fall into that kind of gray zone, I guess.
Right.
I know even like for people to get like SNAP benefits and stuff, you can't have over a certain amount in your bank. Or like own a home and stuff. So I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know about Harvard. I've been to Harvard, but not as a student.
Southie.
Southie.
How about them apples? That's as close as I've been. Goodwill Hunting. That's the only way. Or Dead Poets Society. 2 Robin Williams movie back to back. There you go.
Yeah, like if they see in your transcripts that you ate tree bark for 2 years, then they give you a free ride.
Council Oak Steaks. Adam, you agree with Shuey deflecting when asked regarding ESO? Let's get Adam involved in this. God,
yeah. Oh no, I agree. He's deflecting.
Yeah, thank you. I turn it over to my attorney, Adam Bush.
PNW TV. Is Bob going to DabbleCon 2 or has he fully exited? Bob was at DabbleCon 2.
Yeah.
Turkey Boy, $2. AB, how could Shuey have handled the ESO reveal better?
I think he handled I learned from him, and I respected that he got on the air and he said it. I appreciated that it came from him, and that's where I learned that info. After that moment, I wish, unless it's really, really funny, I would just leave it alone. Don't put it on John. Don't put it on anybody. Just leave it alone. No one wants to hear about it. And unfortunately, it's a drag, and you have to take responsibility of the fact that you brought it into our lives. If ESO went on to do great things, you'd be like, that's my boy. So if he does bad things, you're equally as responsible. And outside of letting us know, telling us, and then maybe shutting the fuck up about it, I don't know what else you can do. Maybe start a fund, maybe donate some money, maybe
yeah, we did.
Outside of that, I don't know what you can do. There's no winning a situation like this, and unfortunately we're all victims that have to deal with this. I hate seeing that word. I hate it coming up.
Shut up, you little wood gallon.
No, we're not all victims. There are people who relish in this. This is what's crazy about this. All of these one person in the chat who are different people are enjoying this way too much, but it's actually a very horrific thing.
Yeah, so before we go forward with any more of that, because I do have some more we wanted to watch out of that clip, I think. But for the most part, I did like what Adam Bush said there, that somehow, Shuey is to blame, or at least gets some of the responsibility for what that dude did, just having him around. I don't know how you feel about the entire situation, Neal, as far as Shuey's responsibility, as far as, he came out and he gave that one little video where he cried. Did you buy that?
Yeah, I did see that. So I will agree that it's like it's a hard situation, because I don't, what would you do at that point? Because I don't believe like he knew about, like, when he was friends with the guy. I'm sure he didn't know like he was.
Yeah, I don't think I believe that's true. No. Also.
So when you do find out, and it's someone who's like, I know he named the show and he's like producer of the show, it's like, and eventually people will find out. So like I guess you have to go out and tell everybody. So I wouldn't even know like what the right way to do that would be. It is, I know it's a lame answer, but I really don't know what you would do in his shoes.
No, actually, usually when we talk about this topic, I feel awkward and weird, but also I do think it's good to talk about that shit, because we do, like, there's huge problems with this everywhere, and we can't all just not talk about it. We got to be like, at least have something to fucking say. Otherwise, you're a pedophile if you don't. If you don't agree with what I say or take my stance on it, then you're a bad guy. But I do like kind of what Adam Bush said there. I do wonder if OJ is onto something, if Shuey did know before, like, he did say something about it, because then that would make that whole crying video load of shit. And that's kind of that's why the OJ kind of makes me wonder, like,
if you knew about it for a long period of time, you wouldn't then cry about it when you're talking about it. That would be your reaction if you just found out about it. But I could see, like, maybe you could hear about, like, he was arrested and you don't really know until like they actually charge him for something. It could be like, well, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe they found something that's not real, or he was falsely accused or something. So,
well, wasn't that the story that he gave Shuey initially, that he was being falsely accused by his wife of something or other? And if I don't, I can't recall exactly what it was, but I think that's what the story was.
Yeah, like that he was being blackmailed and she was threatening that some like child stuff, but obviously that's not the case. He fucking did it. So there you go.
To play devil's advocate or whatever. So let's say I don't know if that's even what was told, but let's say that's what was told to him. I could see, like, I don't want to say anything right now because what if that was the case and then you had already thrown this guy under the bus? You know what I mean? And then it came out it wasn't true.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I can't imagine that he didn't know like at least something about what the arrest was for. Because as an employer, you would want to like look into that. And I would imagine that the charges were there, right? When he got arrested. You can look up what he was arrested for.
Anything with like,
and if you're the boss and you know he got arrested, then you would look for what he got arrested for. So that's where I get kind of lost in the weeds with what Shuli's saying. So
yeah, I mean, also I don't know if like this is a regular job where he doesn't show up to work. You're not like you're not clocking into work. So I don't really know like how much people pay attention to their I don't know if you even consider it employees like on this level.
Right. The only other thing he says in this clip is like I said my piece and I'm not going to bring it back up. And why would you keep harping on this thing? And because Carl said that, he was like, yeah, these people are never going to stop bringing it up. They love it to use it against you now.
Yeah. By the way, real quick, Big Black said Neal must have been lurking. I've been around the chats for years, but I interacted a lot. I would just pop into chat every once in a while, and I was under the Without Your Head name in like, but I wasn't on any shows until I popped up on Rob's show. But I've been around, in the chats.
Shmuel said he wouldn't have said a damn thing. I don't know if that's the right way to go about it, but Shmuel also said he went to Pottstown and quit. He was a contractor. Yeah, I guess in fairness, that is kind of a way to look at it. Yeah. And from what I understand, that's apparently how it went down because he tried to play, you get arrested and he's a private contractor. I guess he worked from home far away from Shuli. Then just one day he's like, yep, I can't work for you anymore.
Like an independent contractor.
So I guess you wouldn't look it up, but he also knew he got arrested, right? Like that is confirmed.
Yeah, I believe he
so
said it.
Both things are, it's just hard. Quad co-host Neal. Okay, thanks. I think she's asking.
Yeah. KB would be Neal. Confused, Kevin Brennan, because he apparently thinks anyone with black hat and goatee.
Gina Bobina wants him as a co-host because he said she was attractive. Little does he fucking know.
I did, but no, I don't disagree. I like Gina.
And Reverend Billy, back to that. Yeah, the video crying. That I do have a tough time with that. I get you want to be like I don't know how much I buy the cry out. The crying video is fucking off-putting to me, but that's just me. If you buy it, you think that's real, then cool. But I really don't buy crying video. It seemed like a fucking hostage video from like Al Qaeda or something. You know what I mean? It was like, was there someone off screen holding a gun to him? Okay, and then whatever he did say, in fairness, that's what the conversation was about, was the fact that of course you can't use this against a guy for a long period of time, right? Not that there's any examples out there of Shuli like using sexual predator stuff against people, because that's what Shuli was saying. It was like, oh yeah, we just got to stop talking about it because it's a gross topic. You shouldn't be bringing it up, etc., etc. I say the opposite. I say like you should be bringing that stuff up all the time because yeah, it's fucking pedophiles. They should get what they got coming to them. But here's an example of Shuli not following that.
I was just say even amongst criminals, like that and like being a rat are like the two things that even hardcore criminals would, are not going to accept. Doing stuff to kids and yes.
Absolutely, man.
Kevin Brennan. Come on, Bob.
He's gonna sit there and cheat on the show, but use the sound drop from the fucking show. Get the fuck out of here, phony piece of shit. If you're gonna fucking hate me. Otherwise, shut your fucking mouth. How about that?
Well, why do you see how loyal Bob is? And Brian Johnson doesn't like you, so.
Yeah. Brian who? Brian who?
Someone frying fish.
Here's what I know. Here's what I know about Brian Johnson. You ready for this? Since we're gonna fucking throw it all out there on the table. Here's what I know about Brian Johnson: is the minute this guy opened his mouth, this guy sends me a fucking video of his buddy Kevin Smith talking about Brian Johnson fucking some 14-year-old when he was 20. How about that?
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's on YouTube. That's on YouTube.
Aren't they buddies?
So I'm sorry I'm not funny enough for you, Brian. I'm sorry that you feel I've ripped off Who Are These Podcasts, but guess what I don't do? Fuck 14-year-olds
anymore.
Aren't they buddies now? Him and Brian Johnson?
Yeah, weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. So what did they do? They had a mea culpa where Shuli was like, "All right, I'm okay with you fucking that 14-year-old now that we're friends again."
I could see Brian being like, "You know what? Maybe I was wrong. You're kind of funny, but it's a little weird to be like, all right, I guess it's all right to bang little kids."
You definitely heard the volume on that, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I assumed you did because you were commenting on it, but I have been known to play
I'm
clips
a very good lip reader.
without. Well, yeah, I was going to say I have been known to play clips in the past with zero volume, and oopsie daisy, shit happens. You know what I mean? Indeed. All right. I guess this is probably a good place to stop it. I was gonna play clips. I do have some. Are you into Steel Toe at all? Like,
I mentioned this off air, but not for people here. I've never watched Steel Toe, but I feel like I know everything about him just from clips.
It's just maybe we could just bomb through this super quick.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, you could take off if you want, man.
No, I don't mind watching it. Yeah, unless you want me to get the hell out.
No. You're more than welcome to hang out. It's just kind of funny that today I saw that the Pretty Antisocial ladies, they put out this this post on Twitter. I'll just pull it up here. Okay. But yeah, so as far as Steel Toe Boxing back in 2022, like January of 2022, there's this clip out there of good old toe boxing. As you can see here, well, let's watch their clip. We'll give them credit where credit is due. So they put this out. But yeah, it is kind of weird with all the boxing stuff that's come out, and this video has resurfaced a few times. Go watch it on their channel if you haven't seen it. But yeah, the Pretty Antisocial ladies, we like the ladies over there at PAP, Pretty Antisocial. And of course, it reminded me of the time that I actually had them on my podcast, and it's kind of bizarre, man. We had April and Aaron on BYB. This is February of 2023.
So 2 years ago today, we'll pretend.
Yeah, damn near. I mean, we're almost there, almost 2 years ago, pretty much. But yeah, so we had him on and had him talking about his boxing. And it's just funny because he actually does give up the fact that he lost the fight, a fight. Let me get it back here. And I did clip this and put it out today on my channel too. Just the 15-minute clip of this actual interview. So, yeah, look at my ratty ass beard. Boy, oh boy, I needed to trim it up, didn't I? So I look all pretty like I am now. But here we go.
You got to look good. Yeah, you got to look good for Dabbleverse, DabbleCon.
Dabble.
Guys here in Minnesota, Tom Bernard, guys like that, and then Stern and O&A, they mix things up a little bit. When I found Opie and Anthony while I was doing radio, I was like, holy shit, the kind of show I've always wanted to do exists.
It's right there.
And it's okay to do it. And that opened up a whole new.
I'm sorry. I messed up my timestamp. I did see today that you had a boxing career. Would you like to tell us about your boxing career?
Yeah.
Oh, is that when you wrapped presents?
Yes, that was my my boxing.
No, that was his rapping career.
I started boxing when I was like 17, and then when I graduated high school and I went to college, I kind of, Litchfield is not known for their great boxing gym, so there was nowhere to really continue that.
We're sorry.
Fast forward about like 15 years later, I'm like, fuck, I'm getting old. If I was going to take a fight, like I better get back in the gym and get in halfway decent shape and start fighting again. And I went back to the gym and I start after like 3 months. Don't play that. That is my first time. That is my first time back in a boxing ring in 15 years. I don't take responsibility.
Oh, he is red.
Warts and all, pal. Warts and all.
Oh, yeah. This is my first time working mitts in 15 years.
You look good.
And I think I was like,
which one are you?
35 pounds.
You were 235.
I think I was like 235.
Is that Kevin Brennan?
Or Chad Zuma.
Kill you if it's for me.
Kill you.
You're like learning your range there. I see. You're a tall guy, man. You got to extend that jab a little more and keep that guy at bay.
Well, the coach that is running the mitt there, he's big on like basically. He has a wrestling background, so he likes that kind of mauling,
he's pushing you.
Kind of
he's pushing on you.
Yeah. He likes that shit. I don't know, but yeah,
I love that Stevie Lou, the professional boxer, is giving like Aaron supposedly. Yeah, I remember thinking that back when we were doing the interview too. It's like this guy is a boxer, and like Stevie Lou, who just had started boxing just very recently, he's already given Aaron. That's just the kind of cocky piece of shit that guy was. It's pathetic, man.
It's a total pro.
You need to extend that jab and your footwork needs a little work, But no, I love that they pretty much are making fun of Aaron for being a fat ass, and you can see April's like, yeah, he's fat. Like she kind of always was digging on him for eating too much food and shit. And it looks like he's beefing up again lately. Not getting enough slam piece practice in. I heard someone else say slam piece too. Oh, Keanu. I was watching the Gino and Keanu interview on Jim Norton's show today.
Oh wow! I did actually know that happened.
She called herself and Nikki Norton slam pieces, like used it as a reference, dude. It was funny. I was like, "What the fuck?" She's like,
That's gonna become a term.
Slam pieces, It was like, what? What the fuck? Yeah.
God damn it. How many did you have on panel back then? 8?
Yeah. I mean, dude, the BYB started as we would hang out on Friday nights, and all those guys are drinkers, we would just hang out and bullshit. Next thing you know, here we are monetized and doing a serious clip show a lot of the time. So whatever.
Is that Mr. A up there, second from the top?
Yes, sir. That is him. Okay. The Masked Avenger, Mr. A, Mr. America. Indeed.
You still keep in touch with all those people there?
Yeah, for the most part. Brandon, obviously me and Stevie Lou had a falling out, but Brandon has not hit me up in a while. I think maybe I think he just completely wanted out of all of it. So he didn't, I think his lady didn't like him doing this stuff. But other than that, I'm friends with all these people. I don't keep in touch with April.
But you're on good terms with everybody. That's cool.
except for April.
April,
I mean, I still DM Aaron from time to time, and he always reads it. Not very long ago that happened. It's funny. Yeah, me and Aaron are best buds. You know.
You look pretty
You
good.
think April?
Yeah, the guy was also pretty big, man.
Moving
It's
around.
It's kind of scary how folks don't really realize.
There was actually some pretty good pop.
Right in there.
Right in the
Yeah,
middle.
so Aaron had a line.
I didn't say anything. I said I was 6'3", 6'4".
What
No. Derek said I wasn't one time 6'4".
Huh? I said, did you hear you ball washing, Aaron? Hey, there was some pretty good thump in that punch there.
Yeah, you want me to play it back and you can hear the pop?
I agree with you.
You can hear it, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to skip past Stevie Lou's horrible joke there too, because it's about 15 seconds long, and it's like at the end of what he's saying, it's just like he repeated it too. It was like, oh my god.
It's like, oh, they must not have heard the punchline. I better say it again.
Yeah, if no one laughs, that means that they didn't hear it or understand it. So either you do it again or you explain it. Either one works well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Both
Definitely going to
both
get a big laugh that time. Yeah.
Both work equally as well as the other.
And then someone jumped in and said, "Now you're 4'3".
That's
the
same size as R2D.
I thought it was a mailbox.
No,
I got it. And that's the thing. Like, April is totally a bubbly, nice, like awesome. Like, she seems very nice and shit. Laughs at like everybody's jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Just very amenable. It just seemed like an awesome person at the time. But
she's one of them cool chicks.
She just seemed like a bubbly, nice person. I don't know what else I could say. If they turned the cameras off and she was just a total cunt, I get it. But if she's the person she showed on screen, which probably is most likely the case, then yeah, I don't really understand why Aaron threw her away like that. He handed her off to someone else, like, "Hey, here, take my lady."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think he should have been felt lucky to have her. Not like he's like this prize, you know.
Yeah, what's up, ACDC? The nastiest of all nails. She's not nice. How do you know that, Gina? ACDC, the nastiest of all the Neals.
I like ACDC. He's a good guy. Yeah. I shouldn't say that if I'm the nastiest of all the Neals, though.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Like, fuck this guy.
I got back into boxing, and then one thing I shouldn't have done, I shouldn't have ignored my coaches. They said, "Look, you're not ready to take a fight yet. You got a lot of rust left to knock off." And so I ignored them. I took a fight, and I got blown the fuck out in like a minute. A guy caught me with a right hand right on the nose and just popped it wide open. And then they had to wave it off. You can't be losing blood. In an amateur boxing match, they don't like you leak blood all over the room.
Yeah, so there's that. He said, so the kid that popped him in the nose and they had to end it, right? There's a loss, correct? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Right. So
why you got AIDS or something?
I did have terrible AIDS actually. Yeah, I'm better now. But yeah, I came back and I'm like, well, I can't end it there. So like 4 months later, I came back and I drew a guy who was like 6'7", 240.
He's huge.
And we have that one on video. I was fighting a Detroit Lakes fighter in Detroit Lakes. Gave up the first round, won the last two, knocked him down in the third, but two of the judges gave him the third round that he got knocked down in, and somehow I lost a decision in that fight.
It was home cooked. Yeah.
Did you bite him?
So let's hear that again. Let's hear that explanation again. I don't know if you heard that. So the first one he explained is a loss, right? He got popped in the nose and they had to stop it.
He didn't lose. He got hit in the nose and they stopped it.
Yeah, but listen very closely to his explanation of exactly what happened in the second fight.
Huge.
And we have that one on video. I was fighting a Detroit Lakes fighter in Detroit Lakes. Gave up the first round.
Gave up the first round, right? That's one round down.
Won the last two, knocked him down in
knocked him down in the third.
But two of the judges gave him the third round that he got knocked down in, and somehow I lost a decision in that fight.
Does anyone believe that you can knock someone down in the third round and lose that round?
No, I mean that would be that would really be like impossible because that would be like a 10-8 round if you knocked him down.
Exactly. Automatically a 10-8 round, no matter what, for the knockdown.
Yeah.
So even if the guy won the round, it would be a 10-9 round, right? No matter what.
Yeah, I don't see that possible.
Yeah,
and if that happened, like, would be clearly like this. Well, this wasn't right, you know.
Exactly. So from what I just heard him say, he's 0-2. Even if it was rigged, that's still what it was, 0-2. So now that we've seen that he filled out his paperwork at the gym, and when they said your record, he just put a 2. Like, so he just literally cannot say that he just fucking lost both of his fights. And it's not a big deal. What did he say there? Like, yeah, I just came back from 15 years off of boxing.
I like that. You could just put down your record too. You know, I might have lost them both, but I did fight twice. Yeah.
I just forgot the O and the dash. Damn it.
I just thought you meant how many. Yeah.
It was, what? Yeah, fights 2. Yeah, 2 fights.
Even
though all the other people that wrote all their records down all had something and something, you know, like a 1 or 1. You're like, come on, man. Seriously? But that's another win for the toe, right, guys?
Exactly.
Another win.
I'm not. That's another win for the toe.
That's a win for the toe.
My record's 58. You know, it's only won 2 of them, but it's
that motherfucker never loses. He never loses. He never loses.
Do you do any sports? Have you ever boxed or wrestled or anything?
Me? Just in like school, like in high school, in like gym
backyard.
Actually, my brother in the chat taught me how to box when I was a little kid, and I gave him a bloody nose.
Yeah, I bet he did the hard way. Like he just started popping you around a little bit here and there.
Yeah, we even told a story like and other stuff, but yeah, I gave him a bloody nose. He was like 13 and I was 4 or something. But then I just retired from fighting.
Wait. Let's not skip. Did you beat his ass at 4 years old? Is that what you're saying?
I gave him a bloody nose. I wouldn't say I beat his ass, but yeah, I hit him in the nose.
No, say it here and say it now. He can hear it and deal with it. Ruin his night. He'll be calling you after the episode, right? You motherfucker, you lying about beating my ass, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's why he's been nice to me ever since. It's like I can't mess with this guy.
See, AC/DC gets it. Cockfights like Liam does. Exactly. We've been ripping on Liam all night. I don't know if you've been here listening, AC/DC, but absolutely.
AC/DC is a big fan of Liam. Yeah.
Oh, is he?
No.
This is what it sounded like when Liam got in his last fight.
Let's get naked, oil up, get in a ring, and touch each other dick to dick until one of us come.
I think it's called docking.
It is.
Yeah. I don't know from experience.
Yes, no boobs and a rotten crotch. Yeah, I mean, can you blame her? Like doing a lot of cocaine and getting all those loads from Nick does not help a bit. Not a bit. I don't know. What do you think, Neal? Or can you comment?
No, I always thought she's really hot. The small boobs doesn't bother me. I don't know about the rotten crotch from so.
Yeah, nobody does except for Summer's Eve.
How about
they found in her shower?
And
Neal, what's it smell like down there, bud? How's it smell?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Smelling pretty good. I'm not real impressed with that tiny little toe that she has, but yeah, everything else is good.
Absolutely. Oh, here, maybe this one will be better. Here you go, buddy.
Whoa, man. Hey, there's your hairy bush. See that down there?
Mary Jane Rotten Crotch, indeed. All right. Well, I think this is a good spot to wrap it up. 3 hours and 10 minutes in. What do you think, Neal?
Yeah, I think it's
we didn't even get on our subject we're going to get on.
That's
I mean,
no.
No, actually, I do have. Maybe we could let Neal take off. I'm sure he probably doesn't want to spend all night here, but I forgot about the reason we came here. It was just a real quick one too. We could just bomb through them. This won't take but 5 minutes if you want to hang out with us.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah.
The Hitler cats. That's right, Nazi cats. I seen this. It's just funny because Tuna Town. Someone had posted that picture of Tuna Town. You know,
I have a Tuna Town sticker here.
Oh shit! Hold on. Let me zoom in on you, man. Tuna Town. Yeah, and everybody saw the thumbnail for tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah. That was also sent by Tio Hank.
Tio Hank is a good egg from what I hear. Granny was talking about you earlier and was saying how much fun well, I guess we talked about that, didn't we? All right, let's just play these out. But indeed, our cats, Nazi. There's a bunch of Nazi cats. I had not heard of this before, but indeed,
it's a growing problem in America.
Yeah, after Elon Musk did his thing, now we got all these cats doing this.
That is a pretty adorable cat. You have to.
Yeah, even for a Nazi cat, he's still pretty adorable, indeed. Oops, share. Cats love Hitler documentaries. All right. Yes, here we go. Yep. See, many cats. Oh, especially that one. Yeah, this guy. But there you go. He's a very That's
hey, you know what that one there Musk. Is? No, that's Feline Musk. Feline Musk.
Feline Musk.
Bam.
Indeed. Yeah, I never knew there was so many damn
that one. Yeah.
So many damn Hitler cats. Jesus. Yeah, Hitler. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't see the lettering.
Watch out, you had a swastika on there.
Well, I mean, these guys. And then you can see the history back for cats. Apparently that's a major deal. They used to train with the cats used to train with the SS.
All those ones from today are descendants of that cat there.
Exactly. I just had never realized that there was such a problem with all these cats.
They weren't bad guys. Here they love cats.
Well, it's kind of funny that you make like horror movies, but you've seen all these weird fucking like Nazi horror movies. You know what I mean? It does seem to be like a theme. Has there ever been Nazi cat movie? Like
there has not. Maybe that's what I have to look into, the Nazi cat movie.
Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of Nazi like zombie movies. There's a few of those.
You know what the best American Werewolf in London when the Nazis come in dream?
The dream sequence,
that was a crazy scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of them if you look.
You know what's weird amongst horror fans? Like, not all of them, but there's a lot of them that they don't want to see any animals get, not like like an actual animal get killed in a movie. I mean, I don't want to see that either, but like they'll get mad if an animal is killed in a movie, but I have no problem with like, people being murdered left and right.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know that's the equivalency doesn't work for me, but Gino's cat.
Yeah, I think there's even a site
I always feel
that will warn you if like there's an animal that's murdered and what I mean is, killed in the movie. Not there are movies where they actually kill real animals, and I don't want to see that either. But
back in the cowboy movie days and that kind of shit. I think.
Yeah, there's a movie Cannibal Holocaust, and like they like rip apart a live turtle in the movie. It's like I don't
shit. How about Apocalypse Now when they fucking behead the Brahma Bull?
Yeah. Is that stock footage or did they do it for the movie?
But that was actual footage. I think they did for the film. Yeah, because it certainly looked like it was of the same time. You know what I'm saying?
ACDC. Gino's cat 6 is a Nazi. Yeah, that cat is insane psycho cat. but only to whatever people that come over. But Keanu still has not made friends with Gino's cat, and they live together. That must suck. Yeah, everybody go check out Gino and Keanu on Jimmy Norton's show today. It was actually very interesting. Yeah, they talked about a lot of subjects. I think everybody would be interested to hear most of it. I don't even know if you can play it on here without getting some copyright problem. Typically, when you play the bigger podcast, that happens. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Neal, for
thanks for having me on. Had a good time.
Hey, nice meeting you, Neal.
Nice to meet you, Honky. Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Quad.
we'll see you in the future,
man.
buddy.
Go ahead and plug. Here's your plugs down there at the bottom.
So Without Your Head, pretty much everywhere. The website's withoutyourhead.com. That'll link you to however you want to watch a show or follow us. There's reviews on the website too. Also traditional podcast if you want to listen to it on audio version. It's also video on Spotify. And if you're into wrestling, it's IYH Wrestling on YouTube. In Your Head. So it's In Your Head is the wrestling show. Without Your Head is the horror show.
You made it confusing there at the end. I don't know if I can keep up with that.
That's all right.
No, yeah. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Had a good time.
All right, look at this guy down here. Hey guys, Honk the Clown on YouTube, Honk the Clown Honk's House 666 for Twitter.
What you got coming up?
Just a show with you this Wednesday and Friday, and then we'll be doing our show Saturday again if Bob comes back from the dead.
Yeah, I mean, we got a sneak peek from Bob today. It looks like he's got some awesome weather. Yeah, it looks like he's having fun down there in Florida, right, Honky?
Oh, he just loves the weather, and he's got his gay out.
I had to fight my whole life. I could beat you up, even if you had 1,000 knives. Even if you had infinity knives, I would punch you up into the air like a kite. I bet you sleep with the night light, cause you're scared of the dark, cause you stink like a fart. Well, I light your fart on fire with my rhymes. You think I won't? I do it all the time. I bet I got more money than Jay-Z. Compared to me, Jay-Z is lazy. Plus Beyonce thinks that I'm cute. It's okay, Beyonce, I think you're cute too. I made out with so many girls. Made out with every girl in the world. I might look small, but I'm not. I don't care if you're big, I'll fight you. Well, I do know that I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stats, I bet you that she calls. Cause I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Y'all think I don't get girls, cause I ain't very tall. If she see my stats, I bet you that she calls.